Go ahead and gamble, my lovelies. I'll be right with you. Hi, guys. I hope everybody's well. Um, Sometimes I have to finish listening to songs. That's why I'm late. Like, I start listening to the song and I'm like, yeah, you're supposed to be live right now. And I'm like, but you have to finish listening to that song. Anyways, that sometimes keeps us late. Other things keep us late. Hope everybody's doing well. Tell me what you had for dinner tonight. If you didn't like what you had for dinner, tell me what you wish you had for dinner. I see Jonathan Hart was first tonight. Cellulite Yoga Pants, Vicky, Credence and Mikey, Beverly, Nancy, MB. Who else came? Chris Engleby's back. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris, for all your comments as well. Actually, I have a little segment I've already planned out. We're gonna read out, or I'm just gonna thank people for their comments because I really appreciate it. Uh, and there was some good ones yesterday. Courtney's here, yay, baby. Courtney, who I found out is allergic to mayonnaise. That's not her fault. Okay, she's allergic, but it still sucks for her. Um, Nancy's here. I think I said that already. Open mic is here. Iowa, you're going to be on replay crew tonight. You guys, we are still on the march to Iowa 500. Can we please make sure that you're subscribed with all of your channels for her? Um, all of your accounts, channels. Oh, the life of a YouTuber. Um, did I see Brent here as well? Welcome, Brent. Deborah, your comment yesterday, thank you very much for that. Like deathly allergic, Courtney, or are you like allergic like my sister used to say she's allergic to things she didn't like? It's a pretty sneaky way, except when you realize like, yeah, when you say, "Oh, I'm allergic to deviled eggs," let's say if you don't like deviled eggs, but then they're like, "Oh, you're allergic to eggs? Well, those are in like fucking everything." Like, no, you can't have pancakes then. And you're like, "Oh, like my sister did, Courtney. I'm allergic." Oh, you know what? I understand some foods have like bad connotations to each person, and I get it, but I will say that mayonnaise, maybe I should, maybe it's a good thing. I've gotten fat since I started liking mayonnaise, I'll say that. Um, but it's not gross. Oh my God. But as I do that face, I see my double chin. I'm like, oh my God, stop eating mayonnaise, Paisley. Come on now. Um, onions and spaghetti sauce, but onion rings are fine. Yeah, cellulite yogurt pounds. That's the kind of allergy I'm talking about here. Um, I have a story about that before we get started when claiming you have an allergy works against you. And funny enough, the thing that I claimed I had, oh, I just looked over there because I was like, do I have a picture of this event? I think I have a picture of the event that I'm about to talk about. Oh, thank you, Sven. This is, and also, if we notice, Larry Beaver is working the poll over here, just so that we're all aware. Um, and that is my I I'm Mac Light, which I love. It's also a speaker. Shout out to Danielle who gave me that. Anyways, so I will not look for the picture now. I will look for the picture later, but I will tell the story now. I went on, I've been on many cruises. Most of y'all know that. And I love cruises. There's a few fun things that you can do on cruises. And one of them is like called a chef's table where you go and you eat in the actual kitchen where they're preparing food for like 7,000 or 3,000 people or whatever. It's very, very crazy and busy, and they only do it once per cruise that when I was going, like back in the, well, when last time I did it. So you have to pay $75 each, and then you get to meet the chef, and there's this special like 9-course dinner and all these things. And of course, I planned this vacation ahead of time. I was so excited for this chef's table. I was banking on doing it mostly because I'd read about it on the internet. Like nobody in person had ever told me to do it, but on the internet I read about it and I was like, "Oh, there's only like 12 spots out of 3,000 for this. I want to do that." And so I got them. I had to book it like months in advance. But when we arrived at the ship, we had this special card in our room, in our cabin that, hi, Mayor, um, that explained like that we were going to be meeting with the chef and they were, if there was any allergies. Okay, here's the back to the story. So of course, I don't really have any allergies, but at the time I was not as adventurous with my food choices. And I was thinking that like they gave us a menu so we could see what we were going to have, but they didn't tell you what the replacement item would be. And so one of the appetizers was a mushroom tart or something like that. I, at the time, didn't like mushrooms at all, hated them, thought they were disgusting. Ugh, bleh, 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 bleh. So I said, no mushrooms. I'm allergic to mushrooms. Don't want mushrooms. Well, at the time, I was also not into fish, but I didn't think about that. And so they replaced the mushroom one with like a raw fish thing. And I was just like, oh my God, you've gotten yourself into such a fucking hole here. You can't be allergic to fish now. You weren't allergic to fish before. And so I had to, mushroom tart's your stripper name, Michael. I like that. Uh, so I had to choke down that and choke it down. Now I like raw fish. I like fish more, but and I like mushrooms too. But sometimes it's just being introduced in the right way. When you're a kid, sometimes your parents are like mean about food or strict about food, and so it's not safe to try foods and not like them or just like learn to like them. But as I've gotten older, and actually, like, mostly parenting my daughter, who I just sort of, I don't fucking do the same. Like, my mom would used to make me sit at the table till the food was gone. I've never done that to her, ever. Would never. Anyway, so that backfired on me that time on the cruise. So a reminder, perhaps be upfront. It's hard, but you could say, I really don't like mayonnaise. Because if you're allergic to it, people like chefs, they break it down. They're like, well, there's only three ingredients in mayonnaise. Which one of them are you allergic to? And then they're also in a lot of other shit. And this is the sort of problem. But see, I think mayo is a divisive subject. Some people like it, some people hate it. I don't know. Guys, please make sure that you have already liked the video. It's so helpful. So, so helpful. I am looking right now, something so important. It's so important on my phone. So important. Seriously though, no, what I want to thank you guys for is the comments that came in for the members only. I love it when people point out what other people said in the chat that made them laugh. That makes me laugh. I think it was Deborah. And oh gosh, somebody else commented. There was some funny moments yesterday in the members only. If you're not a member yet, make sure you've turned on gifting for memberships. Today, today. Um, and and so, but the thing is, hold on, just before we go back, before we fucking go on to the show for tonight, which is going to be protection order court. We'll see how exciting it is. Oh, we also have a hair reveal to do because my hair is still in braids. I don't really want to show it like that. I've tied it up into other braids. It's in braids, but we're going to release the hair and see what happens. I don't think it'll stay very curly for very long, but we're going to attempt and see. Anyways, this is the Canadian bad girl, Amanda. Thanks for being here. Um, I'm self-qualified as a Canadian bad girl. It's a self-appointed position because I have a beaver back there. No, I am in Canada. I mean, that means it. Jim, you here? You got hit by a snowball. Oh, be careful in the chat, guys. Snowballs flying, roses flying, cookies. We have the most fun here, I swear to God. Anyways, so we are going to be watching some protection order court. This is from Thurston County. Thurston is in Washington State. Washington State is near me. They do things a little differently. Also, I'm going to remind y'all, normally I don't do prep work. Today I did a little prep work. I was listening to this while I was doing a little bit of tidying. And it was it's judge buffering. So we just have to be accepting of that. We call him judge buffering because it feels like he's buffering all the fucking time. Seriously. It's yeah. Also, I don't think that's my porn name, Amanda. I can't remember though. Anyways, make sure that you've liked the video, clocked in for your shift by hitting that like button. Let's go ahead and get to open it. Why don't you open it then? Open it. So actually, and here's how much work I did for you guys already. We're going to skip 30 minutes of this video. And you know I would never do that unless I knew. Skipping 30 minutes of this video. Justine Beaver. That's funny. I like that. It's a stage name. Also, isn't that like cool? It's one of my favorites. Seriously, like my favorite. Oh, okay. Well, I'm just going to show you guys this before I skip ahead because it looks creepy and funny. Look at that. Blurred out. I just got an email about music bingo. Like, what? Hi, Dana. Oh, yeah, it actually changes color too, but I don't have the remote that I can find. If I found the remote, oh, I might know where remote is. Gonna go find that. But yeah, it changes color too. It can flash colors. It's an LED light in there. So we are gonna skip ahead about 29 minutes, and we are coming to a protection order hearing, which, oh my goodness, I'm gonna tell you, is a little bit weird. Yeah, right here. So, first of all, I noticed something about this hearing when I first listened to it, and I want to see if any of y'all notice it as well. you're going to have to listen very carefully. It's going to happen at the beginning. I'm not going to give any more hints, but if any of you guys pick up on something, it's a legal thing, and let's just see. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I remember wrong. We'll see as we watch it. Oh, and I gotta put on my headphones. Yeah, this judge, we call him Judge Buffering. I like him, but he buffers. I mean, it's not just my Canadian internet, she says with such a disappointed look towards her internet. Why won't it come up there? Well, let's see what happens. It works.
Nancy and Andre Romanovsky and Quentin Owen.
Here, Sean.
You and Mr. Owen, if you'd activate, there we go. Thank you. And Romanovsky's, do you have video capability there? Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, I need Mr. Owen and the Romanovskys to raise your right hands for me, please.
Your Honor, could I interject just for a moment?
Mr. Hagan?
I don't see an affidavit of service in the file. We want a hearing, but this was an extremely short turnaround. There are additional witnesses that I need to track down, and additional declarations that I want to obtain. I also believe there's a recording of a portion of this, including a 911 call that my clients made. So procedurally, I don't know how the court would like to deal with that.
Okay, well, looks like I see potentially a whole host of witnesses standing behind Mr. Owen.
Minus one or two.
That's okay, Clint.
Okay.
Let me handle this. But yes, Your Honor.
Do you have the their form?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. All right. Well, let me put it this way. Normally I would, if people need to have witnesses and they've made an effort and the witnesses aren't here, I'd be willing to continue it. I've read everything in this case that's been filed, and I don't know that I need to hear or see any more. I mean, I'd certainly let the folks here tell me if there's anything in addition to what has been filed. But beyond that, I don't think I need to hear any more.
Yeah, that's okay from our end, Your Honor. I think that particularly Michelle's letter details the circumstances of what occurred.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to proceed today. And once again, I'll remind both parties, both Mr. Owen and the Romanovskys, that I have read what has been filed. So you can tell me anything that is in addition to that. And for the Romanovskys, if one of you would speak, and not both of you at the same time, so that would be appreciated. Mm-hmm. So go ahead, if there's anything in addition to what was in your petition.
Your Honor, did you receive the criminal investigation report from the Tumwater Police Department?
No.
We emailed it to the court this morning. We received it at 7:40, I believe, this morning, and it details the investigation conducted by the police department.
Okay. It's not in the file. You go. If you tell me if you think there are facts in that report that aren't in your petition that I need to be aware of. The fact that they investigated, that was made clear in the petition, so I was aware of that. I have not read their report, but
yeah, Your Honor, we didn't receive.
Okay, so just one of you go and then tell me what you need to tell me, and then
Did anybody pick up on it yet? Are these people under oath? I don't think so. The lawyer interrupted the oath before anybody took it, and now they're just moving on to testimony. I don't think anybody's under oath. Does that matter? Is that important? I wonder. This to me seems like a bit of an oversight, and I don't know that the lawyer should have interrupted at that moment. Hi, H&W. Welcome. We're just discussing here the fact that it appears that this case is proceeding without people under oath, as I think an oversight. I think also the Owen, that is not his family, though I think it looks like it. I believe they're all coworkers. So Grim is here. Welcome. Mayor, don't sneeze on your phone, but if you do, clean it off. Jay, welcome. Look like he and his crew are about to have a standoff with the AD. So they can't be charged for perjury, Deborah. Hauling oaths. That's funny. But seriously, like, so it just seems weird. It seems a little, I don't know, out of line for an attorney to interrupt in the middle of that type of thing, um, at all. Or just not, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I make such a big deal about little things that don't really matter, apparently. But like I said, this is going to be a very interesting case. Donna, love ya. Oh my gosh, please. Oh God, people are being gifted memberships. Thank you, guys. Yay! Thank you so much, Miss Orlando Chiquita. Donna, I was thinking of you today. I'm always thinking of you. I love you. Uh, lurkers, lurkers, lurk, but turn on your gifts. We need it, YouTube Daddy. Oh, you want to see me dance? I'm dancing. I'm dancing. I'm wearing my sort of workout outfit today. Beverly, thank you. I don't know why that one doesn't have music. Thank you, Tommy, V and MI. Dance away. How are you doing today? How's everybody doing today? Like I said, this is gonna be a strange case. So let's see how we get. And thank you again, Donna. Thank you again, Beverly. You guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We'll proceed that way. So go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor, we received the email this morning from the Tumwater Police Department with their report. The officer filed it on Wednesday, but because of the holiday and everything, it wasn't available until this morning. We forwarded it on to the court as soon as we received it. It details some information that I think is pertinent, some audio that the officer had from that day, from that incident, and verifies our report.
Okay. Do you know from Tumwater Police, have charges been filed? I'm not aware of any, but have you been told that they are actually going to file charges, or they've referred them to the prosecutor? What do you know?
They referred it to the prosecutor.
Okay, so at this point, no charges have been filed, but the prosecutor is going to evaluate that.
Right. I can give you a case number.
No, that's fine. I don't have the ability to look into their files to see what's happened, so that won't do me any good at this point.
Mhm.
All right. And Mr. Hagan, were you aware of a referral to the prosecutor's office?
I am not, Your Honor. I have not seen that report that they are speaking of. I was aware there was an investigation and look forward to the prosecutor's review, frankly.
Okay, thank you. So, Ms. Romanowski or Mr. Either one can answer this question. Like I said, I read everything that's been filed both in the petition and in the responsive information provided by Mr. Hagan. It appears to me this was a blow up at the dealership run by Mr. Owen, that Mr. Romanowski was upset that certain things hadn't happened with his purchase of a canopy for his truck, or had happened, and that he was not happy with.
Stephanie, thank you so much. Tommy, welcome to the Cool Club. Thank you again, Stephanie. That is awesome. You guys are so amazing. I love it when you gift people memberships. It makes me so happy. It makes me dance, makes other people happy. It's awesome. I really, really appreciate it. That's a great reminder. Make sure that you turn on your gifting memberships. It is so helpful to the channel, and each and every one of you is important to the channel and important to me. You really are. Also, I worked at a car dealership. I've had like every job in the world. Oh, H&W, thank you so much. Congrats on the channel. You got a good thing going and other things. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it so much. It should pop up. This for some reason it takes longer for the super chats to pop up. That's a Streamlabs Daddy thing or a Streamy thing. But thank you so much, H&W. And everybody, you guys are all so generous. How much it means, really. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, car dealership. I worked at the car dealership. People fighting at the car dealership, a little bit common. I don't know. I mean, it's not like something that I've dealt with that often, and I worked at a car dealership for a long time, and I knew all the tea. Like all of it. When you're the receptionist and then in admin, you know all the fucking tea in a dealership. So, oh, you like the lamp, Grammy Rita? Do, 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 do. I love that lamp too. It changes color if I could find the remote. It is a speaker as well as a light, and it was given to me by a dear friend. So, like I said, shout out to Danielle. Shout out to everybody today. We have H&W, Stephanie, Beverly, and Miss Donna Orlando Chiquita so far. If I missed you, I apologize. There we go. Thank you so much. Oh, I really appreciate it, you guys. Anyways, so this case is very weird. Thank you. Oh my gosh, it was gonna pop up. Yay! You guys. That? I don't know who that is. That's awesome. You're a lurker and you're here. I so appreciate it. I love that I don't know all the names. Oh, very humbling. Seriously, you guys. Very, 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 very appreciative. Obviously, some people are listening. They're turning on gifts. They are gifting. You guys, seriously. Chris, thank you so much. I appreciate your comments too, Chris. I see them. Uh, I really do, and I just appreciate it so, so much. YouTube Daddy, he works off of comments and other weird stuff. Like I said, I've worked at a dealership before. People have been mad about deals, but I ain't ever had a TPO level of stuff need to happen before. So that is crazy. Oh, Stephanie, you're so sweet. This is the best chat. It's not maybe the most dangerous, although there are components that are very dangerous. If you know, you know. But it is, I love you guys. You're my chosen family, my internet family, and I love y'all so much. Also, yeah, wouldn't Pokemon be, I would love it if Pokemon was a sponsor. Gotta catch 'em all.
And he displayed that attitude towards the staff, and the staff responded in kind. And Mr. Owen then made comments, as confirmed by his general manager, that went beyond the business argument and made personal comments directed toward Mr. Romanowski and his origins. Beyond that, whether there were actual threats or not, I suspect that's the subject matter of the criminal investigation. But my question to the Romanowskis is, since that date, on the 13th of November, has anything else happened? Have you heard from Mr. Owen in any way since that date?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So my thought on this is that you've taken the appropriate action based on what you believe were actual threats, which could constitute the crime of harassment, and it's been investigated.
So again, I just want to point out, nobody was under oath during any part of this. I don't know how important that is in the grand scheme of things if they were to, I don't know, go forward. I don't know. It's an interesting legal conundrum that I am a little bit baffled by, to be honest with you. I mean, it could just be an oversight. I don't know. I don't know if the expectation that you should be under oath is enough, or if you have to be under oath on the record. It's questions, you know. I'm not a fucking lawyer, quite obviously. But again, that's a crazy situation to happen at a car dealership. What I would not give to get the CCTV footage from in the dealership. You know they have it. I'm sure they do. So why it seems to me a little weird. Again, remember, this is a civil proceeding, as in this is not a criminal proceeding, even though they're talking about a prosecutor reviewing this after it was investigated by police. But that tells me that the police didn't have enough right away, right? Otherwise, they would go make an arrest and then refer it to the prosecutor. Isn't that, you know? Yeah, they'll use this video in their appeal. Maybe, Sven. Um, y'all, y'all having snowball fights is so funny. Also, if Streamlabs in the chat is a lot for you, you don't want to look at it, just go ahead and block it. But we have a lot of fun, lots of commands, lots of different things happen in the chat, and it's a good place to be. Trish, you here? Hi, Trish. Grammy Rita's throwing snowballs at me. Thank you. Thank you. Again, guys, thank you all so much for your generosity tonight so far. It's making me dance. Also, I think maybe after this case, maybe a little bit later, we'll take out my hair. We'll see how curly it got from being in braids last night. We put it in braids together, and I've left it in all day and all night, and then we'll see how it looks together. So, yeah. Let's get going. Oh, also, tell me what the temperature is nearby you. I know it's only 4:40 here as well, so I'm not that hungry either. Hi, Sashina. Not yet, but I do know what I want to eat. But we'll see if I get around to it. Last night I wanted to eat pierogies. I didn't eat them last night, but I had that for breakfast. 27 Fahrenheit. Oh, let me check mine. we'll do the my American lesson of the day, where I check the weather here and then I learn it in Celsius so that I can see, or in Fahrenheit, just cuz. Okay, it is 42 degrees Fahrenheit where I am, partly cloudy, a high of 46. That's not that great. But a lot of y'all are less than that. So, okay. Again, this is why I've told you guys I'm an island girl and I've been spoiled because it's not the average Canadian weather here. It doesn't snow, it just rains and is chilly a lot. Did I use Colin's lesson? No. Stephanie, and I love that you remember him giving me that because Colin's lesson doesn't mean anything to me. I don't actually care to know how to do the conversion. What I want is to get a vibe for when somebody says it's 40 degrees or it's 50 or 60, just like I do when somebody says it's 15 or 20 or 25 or 30. Each of those gets a reaction just almost involuntarily from me in Celsius. And that's what I wanted to get. That's what I'm looking for in my learning of Fahrenheit. I'm not trying to learn the formula. I'm trying to like have an innate sense when I hear the temperature. Which I'm finding a little difficult, but I was doing a lot better when I was in the States for a while and I had my phone in Fahrenheit and I was working on it. Um, but like I said, it's not that I didn't want to know exactly how to do it. It's more that I want to have that weird, you know what I'm saying? Like when somebody tells you guys what the temperature is in Fahrenheit, you have an innate reaction of like what time or what to wear or what to dress like. And I do that as well in Celsius, but and so like and also like 90 degrees means hot. Like I know that. But in fact, so does 75. And I didn't know that. Like 75 degrees, somebody convert that into Fahrenheit. I bet it's like 26. Oh, now if I'm right on that. But seriously, or convert it into Celsius. Because 75 used to me would be like, I would think that would be cold. But in fact, when somebody does it in the chat and they tell us, I have a feeling it's going to be in the 20s Celsius, which to me is hot. That's like hot weather above 20 degrees Celsius. And so that's sort of like, I don't know why I've always gotten like 90 degrees is really hot. Like that's fucking really hot. That's crazy hot. 75, 23.8. Yeah, exactly. 24 degrees. It's not hot. I guess it's not hot to you, but if it's like hot to where I live on Vancouver Island, that's hot weather. We have a constant um, ocean breeze on the island, and so that's pretty warm to me. That's going to be, I mean, if you get past 26 or 27 in the summer, that's hot as it gets almost here. It just doesn't get hot. Doesn't get super cold either. But that's what I mean. So like now 75, I'm learning that's a nice temperature. But in my mind, I didn't equate it to that because I'm thinking 90 is hot. But no. Anyways, 90 is like 38 or something crazy. Anyways, let's listen to what this judge does here. I actually think that there's been a legal mistake made where they have not put the people under oath. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt and say that but part of me wonders a little bit. I'll just say that, in my opinion, allegedly.
By the Tumwater Police, been referred to their prosecutor, and they'll make a determination as to whether there's action to be taken on what happened on the date where that occurred. This does not appear to me to be an issue of ongoing harassment. It's not like Mr. Owen continues to call and harass or has threatened to come to your home. I know that there were some threats that you indicated, you heard from Mr. Owen indicating he was going to do such harm. But that's being investigated by law enforcement and reviewed by a prosecutor. So I think it would be inappropriate for me to take civil action on that. So at this point, I am inclined not to grant the request for a protection order, but Mr. Owen is present and has heard all of this, and Mr. Hagan, his attorney, will certainly be having a conversation with him now that he's found out that, in fact, there was a referral of a criminal investigation to the prosecutor for the city of Tumwater. And that will certainly, I suspect, influence Mr. Owen's behavior going forward. So I am not inclined today to grant a protection order. Given this situation, it's pretty much what I thought it was when I was reviewing the files over the weekend. And the fact that the report has been submitted to law enforcement doesn't surprise me based on the allegations that Romanovsky's made. And it'll be up to whether they've established sufficient evidence that satisfies the prosecutor's determination to file a charge or not file a charge. So I think that's the best way to handle this case. If you had told me, and I'm speaking to the Romanovskys now, that there had been ongoing contact after this, then I would be more inclined to consider entering an order in this case. But without that, this appears to be an event that got out of hand. And I don't want to characterize it at this point, since it does seem to be the subject of a criminal investigation. And we'll let the prosecutor's office determine as to whether they think one party is more culpable than the other in this regard. So I will indicate, I'm going to sign a denial order on this, but I will indicate that the Romanovskys have made it very clear that they do not want any contact from Mr. Owen. I think, Mr. Hagan, if I interpreted the information correct that I read in the various statements, the Romanovskys have all of their property back. The truck is back. And those issues, there's no reason for contact between the parties now. Is that, am I clear on that?
That's correct, Your Honor. I believe there's Clint, is there a rental check that what I'll do is I'll have Clint get that to me, and I can I have the Romanovskys' email address. I can email them and ask them what they would like me to do with that check. Certainly, Mr. Owen has no desire for contact.
Okay. All right. So I'll just make clear that Romanovskys have made this request. There, of course, is an ongoing criminal referral in this case, and Mr. Hagan will advise his client as to the nature of that and the seriousness of that. Romanovskys, do you have any objection to receiving an email from Mr. Hagan to
No, Your
discuss
Honor.
transference of a check to you?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So we'll resolve this matter today in this way. Doesn't mean the matter's fully done, and I understand the investigation will run its course. But I will enter a denial order as to the civil protection order. And we'll note that the Romanovskys gave their approval for Mr. Hagan to contact them via email. All right.
Thank
you all. A copy of the denial order will be available in the district court file.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. And do I have, I do.
Denied. Denied. Philip, welcome. I hope you're well today. Miss Carrie walking to the corner, right? So they didn't even have to call a single witness. That's pretty crazy. Let's see. Hold on. We're going to continue. We're going to watch some more of this and see what happens. Now, beyond here, I haven't read it. I haven't. I don't know. I don't know what we'll see. So let's find out together, as usual. Also, once again, if you're just getting here, please make sure that you've clocked in for your shift by hitting the like button. It is so helpful for the channel. Also, make sure to turn your gifting on and say hello if you want. I mean, you don't have to. You can also like do ! lurk and then you're lurking, and that works too, just so we know, you know? No? You know? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, guys, let's continue on. Oh, look at the smile on the judge's face right now. I just noticed that. What's he smiling about? What are you smiling about, Judge Buffer? He's such a buffer. He literally is going to be buffering for a while, but let's see what happens. No, Miss Carrie. Oh, I'm sorry then. I would not ignore you, Accountant of the Year. I thought I said hello. If I didn't, I apologize. Hi, Miss Carrie. Um, I've been dancing. No, don't. No, I would never do that on purpose. I promise. Um, Sometimes the chat actually does move fast, and I can't. Gotta catch 'em all.
Takes a lot of paper to deny something.
I know. Also, I'm showing skipped frames left, right, and center here. I've got 7 alerts about skipped frames. I'm just ignoring them, and we're going to power through it. What kind of picture is it, Sashina? Are you gonna kill that animal? Why? What kind of sympathy does he need? That's Christmas dinner? Oh my God. He tried to kill you today. Okay, have you taken out a TPO yet against him? Seriously, that is such a funny picture. I don't know why he looks so evil. He looks like he probably did try and unalive you today. You guys, look at the face. Sympathy for him. He's gonna be Christmas dinner. Nancy, the picture I'm holding up did one of her animals. First of all, I'm really quite excited about how well that showed up there. Although my phone is dirty. Spit on my boobs. I was gonna say like I can't pull it up while I'm live on the computer, but then I was like, well, I got it on my phone. Let's just look at it on my phone. Is that a mutant animal, Mayor? I don't think it's mutant. The horns are like up though, and that's a little disconcerting. I'm not gonna lie. Now my boob's dirty. Well, I'm fine with that. A 4-horned Jacob cow sheep goat. Are you joking? She's joking. 4-horned Jacob cow sheep goat. Sushina, come on. I'm. Come on. You think I am a city girl, but is that you're gonna try and tell me that a sheep cow goat, a Jacob cow sheep goat, sheep? Is it a sheep? Is it a cow? Is it sheep? Die. Oh my God. Look at the picture. See that he's got 4 horns. I see the 4 horns. I'm aware of the 4 horns. I also see some cow spottings. Like, is that what you're talking about? His color? And then, are you gonna say sheep goat because I used to always think they were goats? And how the fuck did I
Kaylee
guess?
Sutliff and Matthew Miglietta. Mr. Miglietta, if you'll come on up here, please.
Okay.
And Ms. Either table's fine. And if you'll just stay standing for a moment. And Ms. Sutliff,
Yes.
if you'd raise your right hand for me, please. Mr. Miglietta, raise your right hand. Swear the testimony in this case to be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir. I do.
Yes. Yes, I do.
May be seated.
I do too.
Thank you. And did we lose Mr. Huxford? Yeah, yeah, you can do it from
Okay.
you know.
He had mentioned that he has another case in Clallam County and he's gonna log on to that Zoom meeting and be back as soon as possible if the case is called to ask for a continuance as discussed.
Okay. All right. So as discussed, meaning you were expecting Mr. Huxford, if he were here, to ask me to continue this case since you just hired him?
Yes, sir.
And I'll ask you about that in a moment, Ms. Sutliff. So I'm just taking a look at the file right now.
Okay.
My hair will, I guarantee, will look, oh,
Okay.
but it will look like wavy for maybe 20 minutes. Won't stay like this. He appears! The
Your
lawyer
Honor, I'm
appears.
back. I'm sorry for having to step away. I had a remote hearing in Clallam County that I needed to appear for. I'm assuming that my client has communicated our desire for a continuance in this matter.
He has the wonders of the practice of law and post-COVID. You can appear in one court without moving an inch.
I don't know if wonders is I don't know if wonders is how I would describe it. Scheduling too many hearings in too many different places at once has become more the norm in my practice so far, unfortunately. But
yep, and all the judges expect you to be at their hearing.
Of course.
Buffer, buffer, buffer. The judge will buffer. Keep buffering. Yeah. Seriously, my hair is so strange. It just stay. And is that a girl on the bottom? I think it is. Her name's Callie. Well, the
Right, so
judge.
the request, Mr. Oxford, is to reset.
I think that would be enough time in this particular matter, Your Honor. I'm expecting a few declarations to file in response in addition to a written response from my client. But I believe 2 weeks would accommodate what we're preparing to present.
Okay, we can go 2 weeks or we can go 3 weeks.
I would defer to my client in the courtroom if he has a preference with respect to scheduling, given the holiday season.
Well, okay, and then I'm going to ask Ms. Sutliff, since I want to give her a say in this as well. Ms. Sutliff, I'll go to you first. First of all, do you have any objection to resetting this matter?
No.
Okay, so just so you know, I would re-enter the temporary order that you've had since you initially petitioned for this. So you would maintain the same protections under that order until the hearing.
Okay.
All right. And Mr. Miglietta, it's either the 11th of December or the 18th of December.
18th.
Okay. That it will be.
Did I hear correctly, the 18th, Your Honor?
You did.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's just so straight, it won't hold any sort of curl. Like, it'll be literally probably poker straight by the end without me cutting it.
And in reviewing the order entered by Judge Meyer and the petition, Ms. Sutliff, do the two of you work together in the same place, right? You're co-workers?
We were.
Okay, but no longer?
Yes, no longer.
Okay. And Mr. Miglietta, you're confirming that as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Super fine, right? Grammy Rita? It always looks like I have a lot of hair. I really don't. It's just very fine. Any pictures there that I have of me that have me with curly hair, I've probably literally just had somebody do it that moment. Take the picture and then it's straight. But here's the thing.
All right, with that understanding, I have reissued the temporary order that had previously been entered. That will remain in effect until the hearing on Monday, the 18th of December at 9 o'clock. The same login information, Ms. Sutliff. Mr. Miglietta, you can log in or you could appear in person. It's your choice. We're going to give you, since you're present in court, we're going to give you a copy of this order that has that information on it. Mr. Huxford will we will hand Mr. Miglietta a copy of the order that I've just signed. And Ms. Sutliff, that will be available to you in your file at the court. But essentially, you're just due back on the 18th of December in the same format.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. So you're all done. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Miglietta, you can come on up to pick it up.
Thank you.
Your Honor, while I am still, I guess, present, do I need to make any further representations or record with respect to Sweeney or
with respect to what matter?
The Sweeney v. Pinson matter, which was what we first discussed at the top of the calendar.
No, you do not.
Okay, excellent. Have a great day. I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday over the weekend, and I will see you sooner than later.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Oxford.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Weird. Yeah, how dare he cut me off? Seriously. Yeah, it is white girl hair. I mean, yeah. There's no lie about that. I'm pretty white. And I'd also like to say I'm very thankful.
Kellen Crocker or Kevin North?
Judge.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. North, if you both activate your videos, please.
Okay, well, it looks a little bit funny. Let me just finish this story quickly. Anyways, I'm very thankful because I understand that textured hair, curly hair is often requires a lot more care, and I don't know that I have that in me to do it. I just don't. I'm being totally honest. But I am trying to learn how to do my hair right now, which has been an endeavor on its own. So if you have any good long hairstyles for this kind of hair, let me know. Anyways, let's see what's going on with this case. We'll have to tune back in December 18th. I'll be back from my vacation by then, so we will be able to see, the birthday week.
Thank you. Mr. Crocker.
Working on that right now. Give me 1 second, Your
Okay.
Honor.
Thank you.
While we're waiting on Kevin, Your Honor, we'd just like to throw this out. We've managed to figure things out. We're all good.
Well, that makes my job easy.
Yes, sir.
And I appreciate when folks can actually do that.
Me too.
Yeah, let's get Mr. North up and activated there.
Me three.
Mr. North, did you hear Mr. Crocker?
I'm here, Your Honor, Mr. Crocker.
No, I asked Mr. North if he could hear you. Mr. North? Oh. Now he's calling back in, I suspect. Okay.
Sorry about that, Your Honor. I'm here again.
There we go.
Okay. Are the two of you sitting in the same car?
No, sir.
No.
Okay, so two of you know each other, it looks like, from the past, and Mr. North, Mr. Crocker's indicated the two of you have worked this out and he no longer desires an order. Did you understand that was going to happen today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are the two of you actually friends?
No, Your
No,
Honor.
sir. Maybe one
One
day.
says yes, one says yes, one says no. All right. Well, it's essentially Mr. Crocker's choice, and he's indicated he would desire not to go forward at this time, and of course we'll respect that. I will grant a motion to strike this hearing on that basis. There'll be a copy. It's available in the file if either one of you want that. But I really appreciate the fact that two adults can decide that there's a different way to do it rather than get the courts involved. So I much appreciate that. One of the things we try to encourage people to do all the time.
That
So,
was
gentlemen,
awkward,
thank you very
though.
much. Enjoy your day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Likewise.
Right? Like, that was
All right,
awkward,
bye-bye.
though. Yeah. Juno, during COVID, I cut off like 1.5 feet of hair, and it's grown back this much already. So, yeah, that was super awkward. Miss Melanie, how are you doing today? Like, you're going to the hospital on the 5th, Nancy. You'll be home by the 6th. Good. We'll be thinking of you. Let's remember that we'll have to say some prayers for Nancy. Also, it's getting to 10 after 5. If you hadn't had dinner yet, now, have you? Tell me about it. Also, good time for a med check. Med check, med check, med check. That means if you take meds, think about taking them. If it's not time yet, that's okay. Just think about it. Bringing it into your brain is smart. When I went to get my hair cut the last time, the girl, when I told her what I wanted, she was like, you want me to cut all your hair off? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, okay, are you going to be okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine with it. And, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm just remembering this now. This must be on an old phone, but my sister is a hairdresser, but I don't ask her to do my hair because
Brianna Rupp, Robert Harden.
Judge, again, hold on. I don't ask her to do my hair because she doesn't like doing it. So I went to get my hair done somewhere else, but I didn't tell her. And then I got in the car and waited till she noticed, but I videotaped it. And I have a video of that. I just can't remember which phone it's on. But she was like freaked out because I took off like 1.5 feet of hair. She was like, oh my God. I wanted to dye my hair recently, but apparently I need color correction. And that's very expensive, and so that will have to wait. Homemade chili, Chris, that sounds delicious. Somebody else said they had some. Who else was it? Chili. Oh, Chris said chili. Okay, well, tell me you guys' dinner again. Um, guys, chili is different than sloppy joes, right? I think chili is different than a sloppy joe, but recently I was watching uh, a YouTube video and somebody sort of equated them to the same thing, and I don't think that's the case, right? Like, I feel like a sloppy joe is its own sort of thing, and then chili would be totally different. But to the uninitiated British person, perhaps, they might look the same. You know what I'm saying? I It was Beard Meets Food. Mayor, you know Beard Meets Food. So do you, Courtney. I know you guys watch him. I like to watch him on Sundays when he releases new videos. And he was like, "Oh, this is like a sloppy joe, which is just chili inside of the bun." And I was just like, "No, my dude. No, no." And funny enough, I haven't had sloppy joes in so long, but I remember them very fondly. I don't know why. Chili sticks to your ribs. Beard meets food, Mayor. Is that what it is, Courtney? Am I getting that right or wrong? Uh, Beard meets food. Anyways, he's like a competitive eater. I don't know why I watch that. I like to watch it. Anyways, let's see what's going on here. We have an eyebrow piercing. Uh, oh yeah, man witch. Is that like that's the like canned version of um sloppy joes. That's what they're called. See, I was getting it wrong. Oh, does everybody know what roast beef dip is? That's something I haven't had since childhood either, and I now want. Oh, cellulite yoga pants. I commented on your comment on his video. Yeah, I remember I found you that one time. I love that. That is like when the internet comes together. When I'm like, oh, I think I wrote fancy seeing you here. Oh God, I comment on a lot of YouTube videos, so forgive me for forgetting. But uh yeah, I remember now.
And Mr. Harden, raise your right hand for me. Ms. Rupp, raise your right hand for me. Swear the testimony in this case to be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
You may be seated.
Me too. Okay, before Judge, just wait 1 second. We're just talking about food for one more second, and then we're gonna get into whatever the fucking dilemma is between these people. Can't handle their shit like the last two guys. The point about roast beef dip, Courtney, that I think you would like is it's nice cooked roast beef that is like shaved thin on a really nice crusty roll, and it's beef consomme or like beef, like really light beef broth that you dip it in, but you don't have to dip it. So it just is like a roast beef sandwich almost, but without any sort of toppings. You don't put any mayo on it. You could, I'm sure, but I never. It's fair to say roast beef dip is not made in the US. What? Oh my God. French dip. A French dip sandwich. Yeah, a French dip. So you'd have like a bowl of beef consomme and then, or an au jus, which is spelled AU space JUS. Thank you, Sashina. And then you have your roast beef sandwich with, so you call it French dip, huh? Okay. No, beef consomme is what I would call that because that's what you buy in the store if you're doing it just from like doing it quick. It's not creamy. No, it's like clear broth. You could also buy beef broth, I'm sure, and do it, but beef consomme is like a much more like a stronger tasting version of beef broth. Weird. We have different names for things. You know what else I found out recently? Bye, Sashina. I found out that in the United States, calamari is served with tomatoes, like a marinara sauce. Corny. No, but see, in Canada, it's served with tzatziki sauce. Always. You would never see it with a marinara sauce. Ever. Yeah, that's squid. So it would only be who lied and said that. I looked it up. I was talking to somebody about it, and then they said they had never that normally it would be served with tomato sauce, and I looked it up, and sure enough, it does say it's commonly served with tomato sauce in the United States. And again, I don't know if I could eat it without tzatziki sauce. What's tzatziki sauce? It's like Greek sauce. It's I've made it from scratch. So you would do like Greek yogurt, cucumbers, garlic, salt and pepper. That would be tzatziki sauce, sort of. Yeah, like a yogurt based white sauce. You probably wouldn't like it, Courtney, because it's creamy. But to me, it is fucking delicious. Like if I do pita bread, hummus, or tzatziki, they're gonna be like parallel. Tzatziki goes better with cold pita bread. Uh, hummus goes better with hot pita bread. Yeah. Asian places with a chili sauce. Ooh. See, look at us expanding our horizons. Tartar sauce I've never seen served with calamari. I've seen like that with fish and chips, but no. No. Anyways, let's see what these fuckers have gotten themselves up to.
Thank you.
She looks miserable. God, honey, did you do your makeup? Does my makeup look like that? Is it angles? What's going on? Does she only do bottom lid, no top lid? She seriously looks a titch vampire-ish. Do they have shrimp sauce where we are? Is that the red cocktail sauce? Yeah, they do, but you'd have to buy it. It's not in my fridge. It would not, it would be, I mean, you could buy it. I remember like fancy dinners that I went to would have shrimp cocktail and it would have the sauce. Um, you serve cuke sauce. Do you call it cuke sauce, Miss Carrie? Miss Carrie, if I'm traveling in the States and I want tzatziki sauce, I ask for cuke sauce. Is that going to do it? Is that going to get me it? Um, again, these are the American lessons that I'm learning. I'm choosing not to say cuck sauce, Courtney. I know how to get cuck sauce. Ah. You say tzatziki. It's spelled Tzatziki. 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 He said, yeah. Oh, do we think the mole's real? I just thought it might be a piercing for a second. She has quite the dimple in her upper lip there. She looks so sad. What are you waiting on? Like, so much buffering, so much buff. Oh, yeah, girl, that's what I feel like. That's 1 minute of it. 2 minutes.
To review it prior.
3
And
minutes. Hold
Ms.
on.
Rupp, there's I'm reading the information that's been filed. It was just filed this morning, so clearly I didn't have an opportunity to review it prior. And Ms. Rupp, there's information in the file if you want to see. Looks like screenshots of various text messages.
How do I see that?
I think you have information there on how to log into your district court file. Is that right?
It's on the Zoom instructions.
It's on the Zoom instructions.
Eye roll. Is that a trailer she's in? Hi, Credence and Mikey. How you doing? What'd you have for dinner tonight? Do tell us. We've been talking about calamari and other things. Sloppy joes. What else did we talk about? Beef dip, or sorry, roast beef dip, which you would call French dip. You guys attribute a lot of things to French that I don't know necessarily are attributable to Le French. You had Little Caesars and heartburn there.
All right, Ms. Rupp, you and Mr. Harden dated.
Correct.
When did you break up?
I believe it was the end of May or middle of May, around the 19th.
Okay, and you indicate in your petition that Mr. Harden had threatened he would harm himself if you ever broke up. You broke up sometime last spring, and you indicate since then he's found out where you or first he started coming by your work, you changed jobs, he found out where your new job was, and he drove by many times, apparently told his son where you worked, and that he has continued to contact you. Are those facts accurate?
He's tried continuing to contact me through fake social media profiles. And he has also driven past my sister's home as well. My sister was at work a couple of the times that he did drive past my new location. She was visiting me. His son also was with him on one of those days, and his son called me the weekend prior to.
Hearsay, hearsay, hearsay. Everything she's just said is hearsay. You can't tell us what other people saw or heard. That is the absolute definition of hearsay, although I understand that in these hearings there is some allowability for that. But, I mean, it's just rank hearsay. Bring in the fucking, your witnesses, right? So she has good pussy. Oh God. Also, are you serious? It's fast food? That's hilarious to me.
Me filing the report stating that his dad was making fake profiles to find out where I was, also stating that they drove past my work and he specifically told his son that's where I work.
Okay. And
Kid snitched. Lesson learned. Don't tell your kids what you're doing. They will snitch.
his contacting you and following you on social media concerned you because you believe he intends to harm you?
Correct.
Okay, and has he said as much?
Not specifically to me. He never stated that he'd harm me. He did state that he was upset one day and he stated that he just wanted to go around shooting people. Anytime I would want to break up with him, he would get really emotional. Anytime I would talk to him about anything, that I was feeling, he would get emotional and say that it was always about everybody else and that he wanted to go around and just shooting people, which made me extremely uncomfortable. When we did go to break up, I tried to do it as easily as possible. I told him I wanted to go on a break, and we both ultimately decided mutually that we would go our separate ways. After that, 2 days later, I got a very strange message. I tried to ask him if this was from him, from a fake profile, stating that I was following him around and all this, like things that weren't true. And I asked him about it. And he basically manipulated the situation, tried to make it seem like I was not like in the right state of mind. I contacted the sheriff because it was on a weekend and I didn't know what to do because I was worried that things were going to escalate throughout that weekend. They didn't. And then through the preceding months, he continuously started to show up. I would get weird friend requests, which I would just block, things like that. And then he started to show up at my jobs. And that's whenever I really just feel very unsafe. And I feel like it's escalating.
Okay.
Your Honor.
And you indicated that Mr. Harden had, at least on one occasion, had threatened that he just wants to go around shooting people because he's so upset.
Correct.
Did he say it one time? Has he said it a number of times?
He said it multiple times.
Okay. And did you ever see him in possession of a firearm?
No, the only thing I ever saw him in possession of was an airsoft rifle. I know in the home that they do have firearms, or they did at the time. So I know that was also a possibility. So I don't know if he has complete access to those or not.
Okay. Has he ever displayed a firearm for you?
No.
Okay. So you don't specifically know whether Mr. Harden himself owns any firearms?
No.
But your belief is that he has access to them potentially.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Isn't that in possession in his home, basically?
Mr. Harden?
In reference to these fake social media accounts that are trying to follow Ms. Rupp, would there happen to be IP addresses that would link?
Oh, as usual. Here we go. The first thing that they argue about is always indicative to me of what they are guilty of, and the thing they're getting away with. And there he goes. What IP addresses are with the profiles? So what? You used a VPN, dude. Great job. Do you think that matters? She's not the cyber squad's patrol people. Like, again, I just think it's hilarious. When people don't start with the most serious thing, like I have never threatened anybody with a pew pew. That would be a really good start. not, well, what IP addresses did you find for those? Like, yeah, it's a little scary.
Me directly to said fake
Okay,
social
well,
media.
how old's your son?
He's 12.
Okay, so Ms. Rupp is reporting that she was told by your son that that's what you were doing. So you want to address that?
Sure, absolutely. Well, let the court know now that Miss Rupp and my ex-wife are close friends. And right now I have court proceedings with my ex-wife. I believe that they are colluding with each other to smear campaign, take me down.
Okay, so what's your thought as to any of the allegations that Ms. Rupp's indicated? So let's
purely
okay, so let me ask you some questions. She said you were very distraught when the two of you agreed to break up.
It was me that proposed no contact.
Mhm.
I was the one that broke up. I told her from this point forward, like, zero contact between each other, because she was reaching out to my son.
Take me down to the. No, seriously, what? This is, I mean, sir, again, lead with that. Why didn't he lead with that, Your Honor? I broke up with her. This is her trying to get back in contact with me. Also, is she is there a filter on her video? Because she's so vampire-esque. And girl, that's coming from somebody who looks like a vampire a lot. I get it.
During his school hours, asking him what was going on with me and that I wasn't right in the head, things like that.
Okay, and did you go to her work after you broke up?
Your Honor, she worked in a hair salon that was inside of Walmart. And Walmart is a main shopping place for me. So I would have to walk by her work. Did I ever do the things she claimed in the documentation? No.
Okay. Did you go to Walmart more frequently because she was there?
No, no more than I would normally go to Walmart.
Okay. And then she changed locations.
What I understand.
And did you go by that?
The only way that I could have possibly went by her current work would be to avoid the Trosper Road mess that's going on right now. So I would have to skirt along there. That is the only circumstance where I would pass her work.
The place that you just said you supposedly heard that she works. Okay, your story's falling apart because now it sounds like you definitely know where she is because you know what road would skirt it. Oh, evasive answers. I don't like it. I don't think the judge likes it either. And she don't like it at all. At all. But maybe here's some good advice. I don't know. Don't fuck your wife's friends if you're gonna get divorced from her, maybe? I don't know. Keep that separate. I'm not sure what the advice here is to say, Okay, let's keep going.
And did you do that repeatedly?
Incorrect. No, I have not.
And did you tell your son that's where Ms. Rupp works now?
The only time where mention of my son would come into play was during a time where me, my mother, present, and Carter, my son, were all together in the same vehicle, and we were passing by her work. And I believe I did point out to him that's where she had worked, but then we proceeded to go home. But that's it.
Yeah, so that is a yes as well. Sharing is caring, I know, but it sounds like it's coming back to bite him. So, I don't know. Aw, Kristen. Appreciate you too. It is a fun chat and a great group of people. My chosen family, as I call it. I love you guys.
And you're denying creating any other accounts to try to maintain some form of contact with Ms. Rupp?
It seems counterproductive considering
Well, okay. don't tell me what it seems. Have you done it or have you not
I
done it?
have not. No,
Okay, so just remind you, you're under oath. Okay. Have you had anybody else do it for you?
I have not.
And Ms. Rupp's comments about you being distraught, saying that you wanted to go around shooting other people because you were upset.
Incorrect.
Did you shoot yourself with an airsoft pistol?
In early of 2022, I did use an airsoft rifle against myself, in which I was hospitalized.
And you
Okay, that's very serious. Guys, please keep in mind, don't hurt yourself, please, even if things seem dire. What is it, 988lifeline.org? If you're having thoughts like that, please reach out to somebody. I imagine at close range, cellulite yoga pants in certain directions, you could require to be hospitalized from that. I'm not sure, but he obviously knows that that is a like medical record, right? He seems to be all about the evidence. You have to stop listening because you're doing this one tomorrow. Well, good. Then don't listen. I look forward to seeing you do it tomorrow. I always like watching the different ones. You and Creed always have a different take on things. And so I look forward to watching that tomorrow, Mikey. But I totally understand. Sometimes I'm a pain in the ass to listen to.
own or possess any firearms
All
besides
these
the airsoft
firearms
rifle?
are now gone out of my household.
Okay. To a place where you have control over, or you don't know where they are?
They're completely gone.
Okay, what does that mean? Just describe that for me.
They're no longer in our household. I believe my mother sold or threw them out.
Okay.
I've had this lamp for a while. I had it in the old place, but I haven't put it up until today. It is an old iMac computer, which I love, and it actually changes color. If I could find the remote, I can't. And it's a speaker. It's a 3-in-1, a decor item, a speaker, and a light. And it was given to me by my good friend Danielle. Like I said, shout out to Danielle.
As a result of the 2022 incident?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Ms. Rupp?
Your Honor, I never reached out to his son during school hours. The last time I talked to his son before 2 weeks ago was letting him know that I wasn't going to be around anymore. And I told him that it wasn't his fault. And that was the last time I spoke to him. I am not close friends with his ex-wife. I haven't talked or communicated with her about anything until she was very concerned and her son called me from her house. Other than that, I'm not close friends with her. And it was a mutual breakup. I blocked him. It wasn't him saying that he didn't want contact with me. I blocked him on everything that I possibly could. There's no reason for him to even know where my new job was, unless I don't know how else he would have found that out other than social media. There's just no other way.
Okay, but like when you have a stalker type person, why would you be posting that on social media? I guess if she's a hairdresser and she has to for her job, but like if you went on my Facebook, I think I stopped updating my jobs like years ago. Years ago. But I don't use Facebook, so but to me it seems like a little bit what that tells me is she can't have been that worried. Why would you be putting your location data or a new job if you moved to leave and make sure that somebody didn't see you more? Why on earth would you then publicly post about that. The only reason I can think about it would be if she's trying to gain clientele via the internet. But even then, she could, yeah, I don't know. That doesn't sit right with me. That feels a little funny. She can't have been that worried about it. Um, in fact, I think I stopped updating on my Facebook where my job was just when I had my last stalker. And also, like, I really don't appreciate anybody talking to anybody's underage child about a relationship ending without permission. That feels very off to me, and I don't like it. Um, it would have been better in my mind, actually, if she said, yeah, his ex and I are close. I was hanging out at her house. She was talking to her son about this, that, or the other. I mentioned, I'm not going to be around your dad's house anymore, but, it's not your fault. But she sought him out, a 12-year-old? How? Via what method? And why? That's not the conversation that you need to have with that child. That child would talk to their parent about it. So that also doesn't sit very well with me. A lot of what he said doesn't sit very well with me either. I'm not saying that either one of them is in the more right or wrong. I'm just saying I don't like that. They're just, I don't know. If I was a judge, these are the things I would be thinking of.
To find that out because we don't have mutual friends or anything like that.
Okay. And Mr. Harden, how did you find out where Ms. Rupp was working?
Your Honor, Ms. Rupp's sister posted this information all over social media for her new business, her hours, and how to get in touch with her.
Okay. And Ms. Rupp, tell me why you suspect that it's Mr. Harden who's reaching out on various social media accounts that don't directly have his name.
I suspect this because I have also spoken with one of his exes to ask her if this happened to her as well. After they split up, she stated yes. She also stated that Robert Harden would follow her and her wife around and call her wife and tell her wife what she was wearing and where she was at. Robert Harden also admitted that to me before we split, which is one of the other reasons that I was starting to feel unsafe and wanting out of the relationship.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Harden, anything else?
Your Honor, hearsay.
Well, I know that, but tell me, is it true or not true?
False.
Okay.
What a messy little situation we have here. Also, Mikey, do judges in Canada wear them white wigs? No, they don't. They used to back before Canada became its own country and was still part of Britain, I guess, in the Commonwealth. We're still in the Commonwealth. Regardless, they don't. No. Sorry. They wear robes. They have an outfit, but it doesn't include that like Australia does. They still wear the white powdered wigs. We don't in Canada. Merkins, maybe.
Honor, I can send screenshots of those messages between me and his ex.
Yeah, you don't need to do that. And you know where Ms. Rupp lives?
Currently,
It's on the.
Okay, yeah, hold on. I just need Mr. Harden to
the
test.
things that I have filed today, it doesn't have her current address.
And is that any different than any other address you've known?
She lived in a main thoroughfare between my place of residence and the place that I would shop down in Centralia, and I would have to pass by there to get where I need to go. And to my best of my understanding, she no longer lives at that location.
Your Honor, there are multiple ways to get into town without passing through my old location. One of the reasons why I moved is because he made me feel that unsafe.
All right. Thank you. All right. Anything else, Mr. Hart?
No, that's it.
Okay. Thank you. And it sounds like the two of you never lived together. Is that right?
We never did.
Okay. Thank you.
Miss Carrie, I would like a picture of the hoodie, please. Make sure to send that to me too. I don't know who to believe at this point. Judge Buffering is just up there buffering. I'll take tit pics. Tit pics. Miss Carrie, if you want to send them. Buffers and buffers and buffers. He might look like Judge Manning a little bit. My God. He is such a slow reader comparatively. God, she could read through things so fast. But it's a good time to make sure that you've liked the video while he deliberates, I guess. Melanie, you're ashamed to see you purchased several Sidemen hoodies this year. Are you talking about side pieces, like pieces of ass on the side? Or is that a brand that I don't know about? Judge Man would be so good with a TV judge show. Ugh. So good. Scary. How does that go on? Is it a pullover type hoodie? Dying. Ah. Do you have any pictures with them being modeled?
All right. I've heard the testimony from both parties and considered both the petition that was filed and the exhibits filed by Mr. Harden. In a civil protection order case, the burden of proof, that is the method that I use for determining what to believe in a civil case, is called by a preponderance of the evidence, which is significantly different than a criminal case, which is beyond a reasonable doubt. This is not a criminal case. This is a civil case. So I just have to decide which version is more likely true to me than not true. In this case, I'm going to believe that Ms. Rupp's version is accurate. I will enter the protection order. The order will be in effect for 1 year from today's date, essentially on the same standards or same with the same conditions as imposed on the temporary order, with the additional condition that I added, Mr. Rupp, you are not to possess any firearms. Now, I indicated that, or I heard the testimony that you do not have currently any firearms in your possession. And so there's been no proof that you do. So I'm not ordering the surrender of any firearms because you've told me under oath that you do not have any firearms. I will, however, order that for the next year that this order is in effect, you are not to possess any firearms. That to do so would be a violation of the terms of this order. Ms. Rupp, this order is in effect for 1 year from today's date. If you want it renewed, you'll have to come back to court and ask for it to be renewed. A copy of the order will be available to you in your district court file. Mr. Harden is present in the court, and we will provide him with a hard copy of that order before he departs the courtroom today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. And Mr. Harden, just sit there for a moment. We'll get you a copy of that.
I see it, Miss Carrie. Oh, hilarious. Just fucking hilarious. Yeah, these are like merkin sweaters, I guess. Bruce, welcome. Nice to see you. Judge Buffering is buffering. I don't know if there's another case out of this. Sorry. Slid along. Miss Melanie, thank you so much. Get gup. What that says? Get gup. But thank you so much. Appreciate that. We'll up here shortly. Up for the requested command, please. What? Boss. Gonna need approval for a command. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me look it and I'll see.
All right. Thank
if
you.
I approve. Hold on.
And Mr. Mbaye, if you'll come up. And Ms. Hanson, if you'll activate your video, please. And Mr. Mbaye, if you'd stand for me, please. Ms. Hanson, raise your right hand, please.
Hold on. Before you do that, Judge. I approve that, but you have to add a JK at the end. And that way, I'm not in trouble. I think that makes sense, right? I'm getting choppy. Yeah, I was trying to play the video and talk. We shouldn't do that. I stopped that. Also peak internet time. But so yeah, I think we can do that. I don't know. I don't want YouTube Daddy to be like, you're inciting things, you know? You're gonna be judging and call this woman a Karen already? Her name's Nicole. And is Brianna done? Like she can leave now or
Swear that testimony in this case to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
I don't have any turtle. I have one. Thank you, Miss Melanie.
All right. Ms. Hanson, my recollection of the information you provided in your petition is that you and Mr. Mbaye dated for, I don't know, 4 to 6 weeks, somewhere in that period of time. On the 26th of October, you agreed to have no further contact, and starting the next day, Mr. Mbaye reached out to you through phone, principally in at least 6 different occasions up through the 11th of November. Is that accurate?
Yes, Your Honor, with the exception that it was a much shorter period of dating. He also did arrive to my place of residence unwelcomed.
Okay. And what did he do at that time?
I asked him to leave or that I would call the police, and he did leave at that time.
Okay, so he came and knocked on the door?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ma'am, you can't say mm-hmm in court. I know it's like, oh, it seems silly, but you literally can't. You have to say yes or no, affirmative or a negative, not mm-hmm. So close, Jonathan. Not requesting. Requesting.
All right, Mr. Mbaye.
Your Honor.
Am I pronouncing your last name correctly?
Yes, it's Mbaya. The M is kind of silent, but you're fine. I don't get offense. It's how we name.
Okay, so how do you say it?
Mbaya.
Baya?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Baya, I want to get it right.
So, Your Honor, I met Nicole when I just moved here from Pennsylvania, and we dated for a short time of period, of which when I started dating, I told her that we were not officially in a relationship, we were still getting to know each other. And then there's a time I was supposed to go with her to a wedding, and I was getting late because I was from work. There was traffic. And I informed her that I would be late, and I think we started having a conversation. And that's when she showed me that I was talking to one of the girls, and I didn't know that they know each other. I matched with a girl we were dating up, and I didn't know that they know each other. So it made her mad to a point that we agreed that when she comes from the wedding, she will call me, and we'll have a conversation about that. Of which she came from the wedding and she didn't tell me, so that I waited for 2 days, and then I called her and to apologize.
Where's she going? What is she letting in that was just that small? Is that a cat or a dog she's letting in? She does look like she's gonna cry. Her eyes look like they're all teared up. I always wonder what people are doing when they're walking around during court. Ay vey. Which buttons do I press?
Because I don't like making decisions when you have an argument with somebody. I don't like making decisions when I'm mad. So I called her after 2 days and trying to apologize to her, but she didn't want it. After that, we didn't talk because I knew that we finished talking, and then I matched with somebody else, which I didn't know she was her neighbor. And I started talking with somebody else, and then when that person I was talking to told me that she knew her, is when things started escalating. She told me that.
What do I think would make this lady smile? A new turtleneck. A Stanley mug. Target gift card. Starbucks for life. I think that. No, not kink stuff. No. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't get the kinky vibe. But I do get she would like a new turtleneck, a Starbucks gift card, a Target gift card, and maybe some souls. Allegedly, in my opinion.
They knew her, but at that time I was not talking to her. I stopped talking to her. And then is when the lady I matched with, that is the second lady I matched with, told me that she posted me on a social media, which made me mad because she was trying to spoil my reputation on social media, and she posted me on social media without me knowing. Because when I first met her, she told me she's not on social media, which she lied to me, but I just kept it to myself. I didn't want to bring it out because we were not in a serious relationship. She lied to me that she was not on social media, but she was, because she posted me on social media trying to ruin my name. Even if you see the text that she showed you, I asked her, like, how will you feel when I post you on social media and try to ruin your name? You'll feel bad, you know? So at that point, I felt like she was trying to ruin my name with lies. I told her to stop. Even if you can see through the text that she sent me, I told her to stop, but she was not responding. So when I saw that she was not responding, the lady told me that the best thing to do, you can go to her house and knock, because I texted her, I tried calling her through different numbers so we can have this conversation as adults, but she was not responding. That's why I decided to go to her house and knock. But when I knocked, she told me that I should leave. She called the police, and that's what I did. And within a few days, I got an order from a police. I was not at home. My aunt called me that there's a police officer was looking at me. I just left work and I went to the police station direct. And I was wondering what did I do wrong. So I went to the police direct, and that's why I got this. But my reason going to her house, I wanted to have a conversation with her like grown-ups, to tell her to delete my picture on social media, and we should just end up things like adults, you know. So in case I meet her somewhere else, like we are good, I will not talk to her. I'll just, and that's why she went and reported this, and I was like, let me come in and here and see what's the reason of her saying that I'm harassing her. I've never harassed her in anyhow. The only time I told her, like, how will you feel when I post your pictures without your consent on social media, saying things about me which are not true. So the reason of me going to a place was just to have a conversation as grown-ups and to sort out these things and for her to delete my picture on social media. And that was.
Okay, thank you. And Ms. Hanson, anything else you want to add? Thank you.
Sure, Your Honor. I am indifferent to whom the respondent chooses to pursue romantically. I am primarily interested in the respect of my own boundaries, of which I want no further contact with the respondent. And if I felt I could take the respondent at his word, we would not be in a court of law today with your support to enforce that boundary. Thank
you. Okay. You've heard Mr. Baya indicate today that he walked into the police department, picked up the service packet that they had attempted to serve on him prior to that, and that he has no intention of having any contact with you. Your thoughts on that?
Your Honor, that feels consistent with the person that I know him to be. He often says the thing that folks would love him to say, and as we saw in the text messages that I submitted for evidence, in which he indicates that he will not bother me any further. 6 phone calls, voice messages, text messages later, and an unwelcome visit at my front door. We found that to be not true, unfortunately.
As my recollection of the nature of those is the ongoing contact in the face of you saying you didn't want any more contact, but I don't recall anything of a threatening nature. Is that accurate?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. All right.
No one is loved by everyone. What a good point, Mikey. You want to learn the truth about that? Just check out YouTube comments. Not on my channel, but on, well, bigger channels. People don't like people. That's just the way it is. That's the nature of the game. So yeah, you're right. No one is loved by everyone. If you want to find somebody that don't love somebody, just check out YouTube comments. You'll find it. We think this is getting denied. I think this is getting denied as well. I think her Karen preceded her and worked against her a little bit. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Damn straight, Melanie. Nobody's giving me $800, although I would love $800. Make my life a lot amazing. But Mikey's loved by no one. Mike!
One of the things that always strikes me is that when somebody reaches the point of having to petition a court to get involved in their personal relationships, it's that's somewhat of an extraordinary point. Everybody around the world in their relationships has issues, and they resolve them without having to go to a court to do so. The vast majority of the time. So when somebody feels compelled to go to a court, that in and of itself tends to be a fairly strong signal of the dysfunction in that relationship. So that always carries some weight with me. The fact that Ms. Hanson felt obligated to actually ask a court to get involved, and that she didn't think you were respectful of the request not to have contact with her, Mr. Baya. I'm going to not grant the order today, but I'm going to make very clear that I'm doing so, one, because you actually showed up to receive the proof of service. You're not shirking from this. You showed up. You are here today telling me that you understand Ms. Hanson's request, that you have no intention of reaching out to her. She does not want any contact from you. She does not want you explaining your side of the relationship. She doesn't need to hear from you about why you know, you're not as bad as she thinks you are. None of that. And, you know, as an aside,
Hold on. What is the milk for? Secondly, Jonathan, yes, it fucking does. Craziness. That's actually pretty cool. Jonathan's figured out how to block comments from showing up on the screen, but they show up in the chat. That's sort of handy. I love all of you guys, seriously. Love you all. Like I said, we're a family. Even if Nancy keeps throwing snowballs at me.
to me, that's one of the downsides of social media. Social media has all kinds of positive sides, but if we're going to put ourselves out in the public way, which is social media, we have to understand that people are going to say things about us that we don't like. And it doesn't mean that we should respond. If I were a social media consultant, I would say, go silent every time somebody does one of those things. Do not engage.
Oh, well, Judge, that's exactly the opposite advice that I, as a social media consultant, as one of my other jobs, would tell you to do. But only as a business, not as a person. As a person, sure, don't engage. But as a business, you have to engage. You can't just pretend like it's not happening. Great book about that is Unmarketing by Scott Stratton. A really, really good book. He explains about a lot of different things. It was old book too. Anyways, let's keep watching. We're not quite at the end. We have some Travis County court. I'm working on a project and we need to watch it and take some notes.
And so I'm not going to enter the order today. I'm going to make very clear that I would otherwise be inclined to, but I'm not going to. On your word, Mr. Baya, that Ms. Hanson won't even know you exist from this point forward. You will not reach out to her. You'll not show up. You'll not call. You'll not text. You'll not use other phone numbers. You'll do nothing. If you do, that will make it very clear that this didn't work, and Ms. Hanson's entitled to come back and say, Judge, you were wrong, and we need an order. Okay. Ms. Hanson, do you have any questions about that?
It's understood, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. I'll sign a denial order. Mr. Baya is present. We'll give him a copy of that. It will be available in the file, but that, as I said, does not in any way restrict your ability to seek a protection order in the future if you believe facts warrant it.
Your Honor, I have a question.
Hey, let me just check. Ms. Hanson, you understand that?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Baya, you had a question.
I was asking, let's say we meet in a public place, I'll just ignore, I don't want her to think that I'm following her. Let's say, for instance, I'm not saying that we meet in public, but in case we meet in a public place and we're in one setting, I'll just ignore, I'll not say anything. Does that count? Like, I don't want her to say that I'm following her or something.
Yeah, Ms. Hanson's going to be entitled to say whatever she feels is going on. You need to be careful in what you do. Whether you see her in public or not, you're not to have any contact with her.
Okay.
You're not to go to her home. You're not to call her. You're not to wave to her. She doesn't want any contact from you.
Okay.
So.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. And you sit tight and we'll get you a copy of this.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Hanson.
Thank you.
Awkward silence. Yeah, the order is denied. I thought he was literally going to talk himself into another order. Is he? No, 2 minutes. We're going to start watching Travis County. Oh my gosh. Tell me about it, lady. Get it.
Hopefully this works. All right, that was not me that last time. I don't know what happened. But we're ready. Sorry.
All right, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, they can hear you.
My name is Judge Myerson. I'm a magistrate here in Travis County, Texas. Hang on one second. Again, my name is Judge Myerson. I'm a magistrate here in Travis County, Texas. The reason all of you are in front of me is that all of you are charged with either Class A or B misdemeanors or felonies for which, if you were to be convicted, you could go to jail or prison for a long time. You are in front of me so that I can advise you what you're charged with, tell you what your rights are, and what your bail is set at. Right now, you are simply charged with an offense. I don't know if you're guilty or not. I'm not the judge that makes the determination whether you're guilty or not. I'm simply here to let you know what you're charged with, what your rights are, what your bail is set at. And if you have any questions, I'll take them after that. At this stage, you are charged by way of what is known as a sworn complaint or a sworn affidavit. That means somebody, and it's usually a police officer, has sworn out an affidavit under oath stating what they believe.
Night, Deborah. This is Fridge Guy's office, but not the regular Fridge Guy. This is like a different judge. Also, Deborah, thank you again for your comment yesterday. Appreciate it. Appreciate each and every comment from all of you guys, but thank you. Made me laugh. Let's continue.
To be facts that make someone think that you might have committed a criminal offense, and that's what's holding you here right now. I will tell you that even though you're simply charged with an offense, if you're charged with a Class B misdemeanor and convicted, you could go to jail for up to 6 months. If you're charged with a Class A misdemeanor and convicted, you could go to jail for up to a year. If you're charged with a state jail felony and convicted, you could go to jail for up to 2 years. If you're charged with a third-degree felony and convicted, you could go to prison for up to 10 years. If you're charged with a second-degree felony and convicted, you could go to prison for up to 20 years. And if you're charged with a first-degree felony and convicted, you could go to prison for the rest of your life. In a moment, I'm going to go over your rights with you. After I'm done going over your rights, I will call you out by name. I'll tell you what you're charged with and what your bail is set at. Your bail is not a fine, nor is it a punishment. Your bail represents the amount of money you're going to have to come up with in order to get temporarily released from jail while your case is still pending in court. If you're able to get out of jail on bail, you've got to show back up in court every time you're directed to. If you do, you'll get your money back when the case is over with in court. If you get out of jail on bail and you don't show back up in court as directed, you will be rearrested. The money that was put up will be forfeited, and you'll be additionally charged with bail jumping. Listen carefully. There are only 4 ways you can get out of jail on bail. I'm going to go over the 4 ways with you right now. If you don't make it out on one of these ways, you will remain in jail at least until your case is over with in court, if not longer. First way, if you or friends or family have the total amount of money to put up for bail, it can be placed at the jail here. You'll be released within a few hours after the money's put up. Just make sure you're back in court as directed so you don't lose that money and get rearrested. Second way, if you cannot afford your bail, you might be able to get some help getting out by hiring a bail bondsman. A bail bondsman will typically charge 10 to 15% of whatever your bail is set at, and they will normally charge a minimum of $300 to $400 no matter how low your bail is set. Any money you pay to a bail bondsman is theirs to keep. That's how they make their living. You still must show backup in court as directed, or else you will find yourself back in jail. Third way of getting released from jail is if you get approved for what's called a personal bond. If you're approved for a personal bond, you can get released without having to put any money up. If you do get out on a personal bond, take it real seriously, because if you don't show back up in court as directed, you will be rearrested. You will have to come up with and lose the money you did not have to put up in the first place. And you'll find it difficult getting out of jail again. Fourth way of getting released from jail is if you get approved for what's called a personal, fourth way of getting released from jail is by talking to your attorney. It is not a guarantee, but in some circumstances, an attorney can help you get out of jail on a personal bond where you otherwise would not qualify. If you don't get released from jail while your case is pending in court by one of the four ways that I just went over with you, you will remain in jail at least until your case is over with in court, if not longer. Okay, I'm going to go over your rights with you right now. Listen to them carefully. These rights are important to you. They're for your benefit. You can use them at any time. When I'm done going over your rights, I will call you out by name. I'll tell you what you're charged with and what your bail is set at. I will also ask you if you understood your rights. If you did not, let me know and I'll re-explain them. If you have any other questions, ask me at the time I'm talking directly with you. You have the right to remain silent. You're not required to make a statement. Any statement you do make may be used in evidence against you. You have the right to have an attorney. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questioning by law enforcement officials or attorneys representing the state. If you agree to be questioned or interrogated, you have the right to terminate questioning at any time. If you are indigent, that means if you're too poor and cannot afford an attorney, you have the right to request the appointment of an attorney. If you are charged with a felony, you have the right to an examining trial. You'll be given a reasonable time and opportunity to talk to your attorney about your case. You'll be admitted to bail if allowed by law. If you are not a citizen of the United States and you're convicted of certain types of offenses, it is possible that you could be deported from this country and not allowed reentry. If you're not a U.S. citizen, you do have the right, if you want to have me, you do have the right to have me notify your country's consulate that you're being held in this jail. If you want me to, I will. If you do not want me to, I will not.
Oh, I know. He's putting me asleep. I almost can't handle it. But we will handle it. We're almost to it. Then we're going to play the game. Also, I'm taking notes because I'm doing something special. So just bear with me while I found a pen.
So if you're not a U.S. citizen and you want me to notify your country's consulate that you're being held in jail, let me know at the time I'm talking directly with you. As far as an appointed attorney goes, I don't know who's going to get one at this point. If you qualify for one and you remain in jail because you can't make your bail, your attorney will probably be in contact with you within about 2 to 3 days from now. If you are released from jail and you think you need an appointed attorney because you cannot afford your own, and you have not been contacted by an attorney, you'll need to ask the judge whose court your case is set to appoint you an attorney. That judge at that time will make a determination as to whether he or she thinks you're entitled to one. I will also ask you if you're requesting an appointed attorney because you cannot afford your own. If that is the case, let me know and I'll make a notation on your file. But that does not guarantee you're going to get an appointed attorney. Also, when I'm done talking to you, shortly thereafter, you should be able to use the phone. All right, Andrea, Nicole Martinez. You're charged with resisting a search. It's a Class A misdemeanor charge. Your bail is set at $3,000. Did you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
Can you afford your own attorney?
No, sir.
You've got an attorney already. You had Summer Benford.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Are you going to get a hold of her?
Yeah, I don't have her contact information with me, but I can try to.
There should be a phone book you can use up there.
Yeah.
He does remind me of Ben Stein. Also, who just came in? Jessica. Hiya, Jessica. Hope you're doing well. Orlando Chiquita. Donna, don't even joke about that. Oh, Leanne Newton, welcome. Raid by Jonathan. Where the fuck was Jonathan? He's better. He's here. Anyways, let's keep going. We missed this one because I was doing something, but we will get the next one. What are we going to guess that they're doing? Honestly, he is so monotone. It's hard to know when he's starting somebody new or whatever. Normally, you can hear that. Anyways, or I can.
All right. Listen, you also, when you get out of here, you got a bunch of cases for municipal court I'm not going to take care of right now.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you if I could take care of that right now.
Yeah, you can do that if you want to.
I'm not trying to deal with that when I get out.
You've got January 26th, 2018, October 22nd, 2018, April 5th, 2019, June 9th, 2019. Those are all theft cases. On February 12th, 2020, you got a no driver's license and no insurance. Those are all finable cases. You can be fined between $1 to $500 plus court costs. You can either plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest to the charges. If you plead guilty or no contest, I'll find you guilty. I'll set a fine. I'll give you time to pay the fine or do community service. By pleading guilty or no contest, you're waiving your right to a trial before a judge or a jury, which you otherwise would be entitled to by pleading not guilty. If you plead not guilty, I'm not going to hold you on these cases, but if you don't get down to municipal court, you're going to get arrested again. How do you want to plead to any or all those cases?
No contest.
All right. Are you working?
No, sir, not at the moment.
How are you supporting yourself?
Family.
Welcome. Thanks for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe to my channel. We are in Travis County in bond court. These people were arrested recently, and they are now seeing the magistrate court judge who has the most monotone voice, but it's not my fault. I promise. Also, tell me what you have for dinner. If you didn't like what you had for dinner, tell me what you wish you had for dinner. Teleportation.
All right, you have a total of
They do look like Beetlejuice. Chasbo 25. The outfits are
$800 after jail credit. You can if you want to do jail, if you want to do community service, there'll be 64 hours of community service. Is that what you want to do?
No, sir.
What do you want to do? How do you want to handle these?
Honestly, I don't know. I just don't want to do community service. I won't have time for that.
What are you doing with your time if you're not working?
Huh?
What are you doing with your time if you're not working?
I got 2 kids, sir.
Well, how do you want to handle?
Ain't nobody got time for community service? Is that what she said? Oh, thank you, Florida Sunshine. Thank you to all the new subscribers. That's really great. I'm very happy to see all that. Welcome. This is great. If you're new here, please do make sure that you're subscribed. We watch court all the time, pretty much every day. And we have a lot of fun in the chat. It's very busy, but it's lots of fun. So ask away any questions that you may have. Deborah Baker, the singing lady herself. Deborah, I loved it when you're on Colin's channel singing to make him feel better. Normally those go off when there's a super chat or membership gifting. Oh, that's a great reminder. Please make sure that you turn on gifting on this channel. There's a lot of very generous and kind people that like to buy memberships for others. So please make sure that you've turned that on. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm Kitchen Court Cases /chats/ my name is Paisley. Deborah, becoming a member. Jim, gifting memberships. Just the best group of people around here. If you want to become part of our family, please do. It's sort of a hangout for YouTubers and YouTube watchers alike. Obviously, some of you got here via Colin. Mikey from Credence and Mikey sometimes graces us with his presence. Tommy V from MI is sometimes in here. Lots and lots and lots of things. Jonathan gifting 5 memberships. Thank you so much. Oh my God, please let them be given out. Yes. I appreciate it so much. That's going to beep. This is so exciting, guys. Chris, thank you so much. Chris and Jonathan and Deborah. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Also, we clock in for our shifts around here like it's a kitchen by hitting the like button. So make sure that you've done that. I'm about to go check on my other device, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be pretty disappointed if we don't have a lot of likes. I'm just going to say that because those are free. And you can go ahead and make YouTube Daddy happy by doing that. Anyways, Colin, hope you're doing well. We're watching some bond court. We just finished protection order stuff. We go for a long time around here. That's sort of the way we go. I am on the west coast of Canada, and so you'll have to forgive me because I'm Canadian, so sometimes I don't know. I like to ask y'all about different things. And then but we learn about court together. Is that right? 70 likes? That can't be right. That would be amazing and make me so happy. Yay. Okay, let's keep watching. Oh yeah. It's also, this is an adult space. I'll just say that. So if you have kids around, pre-warning, sometimes I get people in trouble. Miss Carrie can attest.
It's either community service or you can spend a bunch of time in jail on it, but you're not going to help your kids any.
The only other option is jail time.
You're looking at 8 days on it.
That's fine.
So you don't have time because you got 2 kids, but you can spend 8 days in jail, right? Was that what I'm hearing?
Yes, sir.
Does that make a whole lot of sense to you?
No, that don't make sense, but I'm just saying, like,
You're saying you won't do community service, not that you can't do community service. I'll tell you what, I'm going to assign you 64 hours of community service. If it doesn't get done, we'll just keep picking you up.
I'm pregnant, sir.
Congratulations.
What? Ma'am, was that her ace? What did they call that? Ace in the hole? Ace up the sleeve? What is that? She wants a break from the kids, Donna. That's fucking hilarious. She wants 8-day break from the kids. I mean, this is I guess 8 days. I'll just, that's a lot. That's a lot of days in jail. Also, who just said they're in Portland? I am just north of Seattle, as they like to say. Donna Doring? Doring. I'm gonna go with Doring. Um, Donna, yes, I am on Vancouver Island on the west coast of British Columbia. So I am pretty much just north of Seattle. Uh, that was like ace in the hole. Yeah, okay, so I got it right. Uh, Look at the little grin on her face. Ma'am, he's gonna say congratulations. And that's it. Well, wonderful, Donna. Glad to hear it. Okay, I'm gonna back up. Let's just look at her face. Ah. Okay.
Lot of sense to you?
No, that don't make sense, but I'm just saying, like,
You're saying you won't do community service, not that you can't do community service. I'll tell you what, I'm going to assign you 64 hours of community service. If it doesn't get done, we'll just keep picking you up.
I'm pregnant, sir.
Congratulations. You want to spend 8 days in jail?
I almost missed it. When did the arms go? When did the arms cross? Oh my God, look at how hungry she is. Oh my God, we gotta watch that again. Oh my God. Look at that. Smile to upset in 10 seconds. I only went back 10 fucking seconds. Yeah, and now you're pregnant in jail. Exactly, Courtney. Like, what? That was savage. That is savage. I love it.
You want to spend 8 days in jail being pregnant? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, honestly, no, but I mean, I don't want to do community service.
You know,
Oh my God. The entitlement is just seeping through the screen right now. Literally seeping through the screen. Ma'am, first of all, uncross your arms. Um, like what an attitude. Like I know the girl next to her is like, I don't know what you were talking about. She's crazy. He's offering her community service, which, oh, this is nuts. I can't believe this whole situation. And also, the judge is so sassy. I fucking love him because I was not expecting him to be so sassy there. And now we got to watch it one more time. So now you want to spend 8 days in jail? Oh, while pregnant? Oh my God.
community service. If it doesn't get done, we'll just keep picking you up.
I'm pregnant, sir.
Congratulations.
Deborah, he's given her 8 days in jail or community service. One or the other.
You want to spend 8 days in jail being pregnant? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, honestly, no, but I mean, I don't want to do community service.
You don't do it, you'll be back in jail.
If you don't do it, you'll be back in jail. Wow. So, okay, hold on. Let's just do a little math because different counties qualify different amounts of time spent in jail differently. In this county, certain judges are able to sort of wipe away people's fines. We've seen a judge wipe away $2,400 for 1 day in jail. But Kristen, I have to agree, unemployed, in jail, lazy, and pregnant. That is a bit gross. No offense to her, but her attitude is just preceding her through the screen. Like I said, it's just seeping through the screen. So, Deborah, you're thinking she has to do the community service and the 8 days in jail? What I thought happened was he converted the 8 days in jail to community service, probably 8 by 8, so 64 hours, and offered her that as like a Hail Mary, but she's being rude about it. I don't think that I don't think it's both. I think it's one or the other. Of course, I'm not a lawyer. I could be wrong. Yeah, I would be nervous too, girl. He's thinking. He's like,
Up till January 27th to get it completed. All right, she's good to go.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Domine,
wow, he is not giving her a Hail Mary, I guess. And 64 hours by January 27th, that's actually a lot to accomplish in that short of a time. Deborah, again, thank you for being here. You guys are great. I'm so thankful that you're all here. If you're just getting here, make sure that you've clocked in for your shift, hit the like button. We are going to guess what the next person is in jail for, so let's figure that out. Get your thoughts ready. Remember, we're in Travis County. This is a Sunday night into a Monday. Let's see what the name is, and then we'll put in our guesses as to what we think it is.
Miles Ponce.
Okay, here we go. What has she done? What has she done to get into this position? Yeah, and everybody agrees that lady shouldn't have been given an inch at all, at all. Mimi's guessing disorderly conduct. I'm gonna guess criminal trespass. Or would drugs be the best guess? Probably. DV. Travis County. I don't know where. It's just Travis County. That's all I know, Tim. Shoplifting from Sly Delish. A stalker, H&W. Legal Fiction says drugs. Grim says shoplifting. Mayor says urinating on a poodle. Also, if you're new here, you can give 2 answers, a funny one and a real one if you want. You can give 50 answers if you want. Drugs, drug offense. Let's see. Threw a textbook at her roommate for not being quiet while studying. Maybe? Traffic offenses and assault of a police officer, says Cellulite Yoga Pants. Drugs and assault. Drug possession. Drunk and disorderly from Phil Cordeau. Drug possession. I think that's a good choice, you guys. This is Texas. Yes, MB, thank you. Karening. Okay, Winter Witch. That's a good guess as well. Deborah Baker is going with shoplifting. Possession of meth from Gary. Can't go wrong with a meth head. She does have that skinny look, allegedly, in my opinion. Trespass for a selfie. Phil Cordeau. Witchcraft. Is Miss Carrie gone? Sex trafficking. I think Miss Carrie's gone. That's going to call it. Driving while being Karen. No more bets. No more bets. No more bets. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Hang on 1 second.
She stole a
charges assault, domestic violence. It is a Class A misdemeanor charge. The bail set at $5,000. Plus, entering an emergency protection order against you on behalf of Cesar Salazar Cabrera. This order is good from today.
Generally, it'll be for 60 days. So that was DV assault. If you are keeping track at home, you might have got it. I think it's a 60-day emergency protective order in Texas. Generally, we see temporary protective orders put in, interim, ex parte, and then a temporary protective order, which would be a year. But this, in Texas, they do it a little different. So I think this is going to be, he's going to say 60 days.
Are you living in a hotel right now? Okay. This order is good from today through January 27th of next year. If you violate the terms of this order, you're looking at up to a year in jail and up to a $4,000 fine. I'm going to go over the terms of the order with you right now. After I'm done going over the order, if you have any questions, I'll take them at that time. And you will get a copy of this order to take back and read. Where's the hotel? What's the address of the hotel?
Top of the head, don't know. Just know it's
I'm
like
sorry, it's where?
somewhere on 35.
It's not Mission Hill Circle?
No.
Okay. All right, between now and January 27th, you are prohibited from committing any kind of violence in any way, shape, or form against Salazar Cabrera. You're not supposed to do that anyway, so do not do that. Between now and January 27th of next year, you're not to communicate with him in a threatening or harassing manner or having anyone do it for you. From now through January 27th, you are prohibited from going within 200 yards of 2305 Mission Hill Circle, apartment 104 in Austin. You don't live there anyway, so you have no reason to be around there. Fine. You don't have any personal belongings there, do you? Okay. Finally, between now and January 27th, you're not to be in possession of a firearm. If you violate the terms of this order, you're looking at up to a year in jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Additionally, only a judge can change this order. So if he tells you it's okay to go over to that place, it's not. Don't violate this order. He cannot give you permission. Only a judge can change that. Ms. Ponce, do you understand the term of this order?
Okay.
You understand what I just went over?
Yes.
If you are released from jail, do you agree to follow the terms of this order?
Yes.
Did you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
Can you afford your own attorney?
Not at the moment.
Do you have any questions?
It's a regular bond or a PR
It's a
bond?
regular bond.
That's not a PR bond?
It is not a PR bond. Any other questions?
No, sir.
All right, you're good to go.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay, who's next? We have lots of languages flying in the chat, lots of things happening in the chat. Once again, thank you guys for being here. Let's see what the next person up is for. That was a surprise. That came out of left field, but I love all the guesses. Again, we do this quite often where we guess what people are in for, or there's a few games we play, but this is the one we're playing tonight.
Make sure you lock it up on you.
All right, Naomi Widener.
Naomi, come on down. You are the next contestant on What Did You Do? Okay, what did Naomi do? That's a name, I love it. What do we think that Naomi did? I am gonna guess burglary of a vehicle. Okay? That's what I'm going with. That's my guess. Get yours in now in the chat while bets are open. She stole a guitar, illegal amount of porn, pulled her sister's hair, theft of a toaster from Walmart, drugs from Mimi, assault, Jim Huntsman says, drug paraphernalia, Phil Cordeaux says, possession, drugs, she a hoe, says Loud Elvis, stole a lightsaber, I love it, Bev. This one, meth, legal fiction's going with, driving suspended, says Patrick B. J Mac stole hair coloring from Ulta. Stolen identity, says Tim. Trespass with MB. Drunken disorderly trespass. Okay, Deborah. Trespassing at a gas station as a lot lizard. Cellulite yoga pants. Trafficky stuff, Dana says. Fighting from Grim. Streaking, Phil Cordeaux, I like it. Shoplifting from Florida Sunshine. DUI. She raised her voice to a student being a teacher and all. Oh, that's a good one too. She stole a box of dildos, no driver's license, meth, no more bets. That's it. No more bets. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
You're charged with arson. It's a first-degree felony charge. Your bill.
Nobody guessed that. Wow, it is no. I don't know why I find it so funny when none of us get it. It's like sometimes there's people that are in for like really bad stuff too. And I'm like flabbergasted. So arson. Wow. Okay, lady. Again, what? Okay, let's hear what this whole thing entails. She looks defiant as she sits there, does she not? Now that I see her as an arsonist, I'm like, yeah, allegedly. That's my allegedly side. Florida Sunshine, you're on the space coast of Florida. That's awesome. I just was in Florida for 3 weeks and had a blast. I love it there. It's like my second home. I miss it. I miss it. I miss it. But I was in Orlando. I don't think that's the same place. I want to know what she was trying to burn too. She burned down her boyfriend's meth lab. That's a thought. Let's see what else we got here. I'm gonna guess the bond amount will be maybe higher than the other cases, like maybe $10,000. I have no clue.
Set at $50,000, plus as a condition of getting released from jail on bail, you'll have to have a GPS monitoring device put on you before you get released from jail. Did you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
Can you afford your own attorney?
No,
Do you have any questions?
no.
All right, you're good to go.
Someone did say arson. Oh, I apologize, Chris. If they did say arson, then I retract my statement and I'm glad for that. Let's see who's next. She does look and sound rough, MB. She really does.
You're a hunter.
Okay, it's Miss Hunter. She just moved 1 seat over. And that was a $50,000 bond, not 1,500, Dana. I'm pretty sure. I wish they would too, Patrick. I wish they would too. Okay, what do we think that she did? I'm calling a DV here. I'm gonna call a DV assault. What have you got for me? DV for sure. Drugs. DV and resisting, Mimi says. Lisa B says theft. A DUI. That's a good choice too, legal fiction. Tim Lieber is saying money on assault. Loud Elvis. She's a thief from Walmart. She didn't do nothing. Hey, that's actually probably the more standard actual right answer that they would all say. Bruce Davis and MB agree with me. Assault. Theft from Krispy Kreme, Mayor says. Shoplify, Grim. Stole a hair straightener, Phil Cordeau. Courtney's saying fraud. That's actually a pretty good guess, Court. Assault, shoplifting, DV assault, made a screen in McDonald's. Shoplifting, drugs, fraud, slapping a Yoda. Oh, no, no, no. Assault and shoplifting, no insurance. Oh, Jonathan, that's actually a good guess. She doing that. Oh, shit. You guys are hilarious. Shoplifting and resisting. All her money went to hair school. DV or simple assault. She did seem embarrassed next to the rude lady. You're going to say traffic stuff again. False ID. Stole Kim K's wedding dress to Kanye. No more bets. That's it. No more bets. Let's go.
Are you on probation in Brazoria County?
Yes.
You got a motion to revoke probation on a theft charge. It's a misdemeanor. There's no bond set on that, so they've got 10 days to pick you up from here. If Brazoria has not picked you up within 10 days, this jail will release you from here. Did you understand your rights?
Yes.
Can you afford your own attorney?
No.
Do you have any questions?
Oh, no.
All right, you're good to go.
Asian revocation for theft.
Lena Heller.
Miss Heller, come on down. He's going to speak. That's why I paused it there. Legal fiction, we're all terrible at this game some days, and then some days we're on it. It is fun, though. What do we think? Melody says she's a thief. I'm saying this one is loitering and prowling. Loitering and prowling. A bar fight, Grumpy's wife Lisa. That's actually probably a good guess. Um, Theft, assault. I know you can't see her, but he's gonna talk. Look, his mouth is already open. If I hit play, it's gonna play. And he might just get it out of his mouth right like that. Heller. Fashion crimes, stalking, DV and drugs, assault, trespass. Yeah, the lesson is don't go with an attitude with this judge and things seem to go fine. Absolutely, Deborah Baker. I think that's usually the case. DV, trophies. Drunk and disorderly, trespassing. She was caught in the bed of her neighbor. She's the next contestant for The Price is Right. That is exactly right, Bruce Davis. But you think it's DV. Florida Sunshine, you going with trespass again? DUI from Chris Engelby. No more bets. No more bets. Oh, Courtney, grape. No.
You're charged with injury to an elderly. It's a third-degree felony charge.
What is going on? These are weird charges. Oh, this is so weird. Injury to an elderly person? First of all, not cool. I guess, is that assault? Gosh darn it. What a weird frickin' docket today. But I'm glad you're all here with us to enjoy. And, again, innocent until proven guilty. These people are prior to trial. These are just initial proceedings. So quite obviously, nobody here is believed to be guilty. They're innocent until proven guilty. Isn't that how it works in the United States? Remember, I'm Canadian. It's a little different around here.
Charge. Bail on that is set at $7,500. You also have an assault charge. It's Class A misdemeanor charge. Bail on that is $5,000 for a total of $12,500. Did you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
Can you afford your own attorney?
No.
Do you have any questions?
Yes. My mom was actually those charges are false, but
Listen, we told you before.
Oh, so it's her mom, first of all. Second of all, don't talk to him about it. Okay? He is not a judge that is evidentiary. He is just a magistrate judge. So he can't actually help you like you think he can. Even if you were to tell him something that would be evidentiarily relevant, this is not the forum for that. So it's not going to work, sweetie. Just shut up. Just shut up.
I'm not here to discuss whether they're true or false.
Okay, I have a question.
What's your
I
question?
want to know why the officer did not take pictures of me.
Is this going to be a real question? This is also a game that we play. Is it a question? Yes or no? Generally, not a question when they say, I've got a question, especially when they cut off the judge to say, Judge, I have a question. It tends to not be a real question. But let's see.
During this.
I have no idea.
So how do I?
Talk to your lawyer about it.
Okay.
All right, you're good to go.
Yeah.
To your lawyer about it. I don't know, he says. I don't know. And then she walks out of the jail like she can.
All right. Do I have 3 people left? Is that correct, Davis?
Yes, sir.
All right. Eva Masoki. Listen.
Okay, Eva Masoki is up on deck. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get our guesses in. I am now going with DUI. I'm going with DUI, DUI, DUI. This judge I like him. I like what he's doing here. He really doesn't take any shit from anybody, which is good. A lot of these judges don't or do take a lot of shit. Tin Man, thank you so much. That'll pop up here shortly, but I see it already in the chat. Thank you. Very late fee. Appreciate that. Make sure that you've liked the video. We're guessing what this woman is here for. Let me see. Prostitution, totally DV. Assault by hair whipping. Whip her hair good. DV, thief, possession of animal prawn. Kicked the crutches away from a disabled child, Gary. Traffic and drugs. She was just traveling. She tried to steal a hotel, stealing weave hair, assault, child abuse as a niche charge, drugs, trashed a hip hop video shoot. You guys are so funny. I love it. Okay, no more bets. Let's go.
Sarah, John,
Yes.
and
Good.
yeah, Darla, good. Listen, you're all going to get personal bonds. I'm going to explain it to Eva Masoki how personal bond works. I don't want to have to go over it 3 times. Can you get, yeah, that's good. So please listen carefully what I'm telling Masoki. Is it, you pronounce it Masoki?
Correct.
Okay. Listen to what I'm telling Masoki because it's going to apply to you also as far as a personal bond, okay? So we're going to, in agreement, you're all going to listen carefully, right?
Yes.
All right. Ms. Masoki, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. It's the second.
I got it right. DUI. No, normally you don't drink, like dance for people's DUIs. Obviously, don't drink and drive. But in this game, I love getting it right. Chris is here. I hope you're doing well. You not working tonight? I could be an HBCU majorette with my hair whip. Oh, I don't even know what that is, but I want it. I want to be it. This looks like a girl's. Oh God. Okay. I think he's gonna tell us them all, but we'll see. He might ruin our game. Thanks, Judge. But regardless, let's see what he says. He's gonna explain to these girls because they're all getting PR bonds. Think about that. She's DUI. She got a DUI charge. He's giving her a PR bond. I don't like that. I'm not into that. Don't drink and drive.
That's Class A misdemeanor charge. Your bail is set at $5,000. Plus, as a condition of getting released from jail on bail, you are required to install a vehicle ignition interlock device on your car within 21 days of getting released from jail on bail. You're not to drive any car even during that 21-day period that does not have the interlock device installed. Ms. Masoki, did you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
Can you afford your own attorney?
Yes.
Do you have one already?
I'm gonna get one.
Okay. Do you have any questions before I explain personal bond?
No.
Okay. All right. 3 of you listen. You're Ms. Masoki and the rest of you are going to get a personal bond, which means you're not going to have to put up that money to get released from jail. You're going to get out of here in about the next 4 hours. When you get released, you're going to get paperwork telling you when to be in court. You need to be in court every time you're directed to be in court and stay out of trouble. As long as you show up in court every time you're directed to and stay out of trouble, you will not have to come up with this money. If you fail to show up in court or you get arrested on another charge, we're going to revoke this bond. You're going to have to come up with and forfeit that money. Do you understand that? Okay, so if for some reason you don't know when your court date is, you need to call and find out when it is. It's going to be your total responsibility to know when your court dates are and appear at them. So if you don't appear at all your court dates and you see me and you're in jail and you see me or some other judge and you tell me they never gave me a court date or I lost it, that's not going to cut it. You're going to get stuck here. Do you all understand that? So it's always your responsibility to know that when your court date is and stay out of trouble. Ms. Masoki, do you understand all that?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions?
No, I do not.
All right, stay out of trouble and hit your court dates, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Good.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we are going to see what this lady has. What do you think she's been charged with? It's gonna get a PR bond, so keep that in mind. This is almost like an extra easy round in a way. Although, again, like I just said, I really don't like drinking and driving. That's not cool. And I don't like when people are given PR bonds when they are drinking and driving. It's just not a cool thing to do. There should be some serious deterrent going on. Anyways, what do we think? I'm seeing DUI, trafficking, drugs, assault, DUI. I'm going with shoplifting, assault, shoplifting, theft. Get your guesses in, guys. We only have 2 more tonight on the docket before we are done for this evening. So get your guesses in now. Also, yeah. Do we like this judge? I like this judge. Tell me if you like this judge. Theft, DV, DWI, driving on a suspended license, drinking and driving, DV from Deborah Baker, arson, Chris Engleby's picking, theft from Lisa B, unaliving Courtney, DUI says Patrick B, Sierra Maid says trespassing. Yeah, I hope it's not the unaliving Courtney. That would not be good. She does look angry though, Winter Witch. Like, she does. He was boring at first, but he is low-key snarky. I totally agree. I agree. All right, no more bets. No more bets on this lady. Let's go. Let's see.
You're charged with criminal trespass. It's a Class B misdemeanor charge. Your bail is set at $2,000. Plus, as a condition of getting released from jail on bail, you're to stay away from that Circle K at 1601 East St. Elmo's. Do you agree to do?
Trespass from the Circle K. She got trespassed from the Circle K, ladies and gentlemen. She looks mad. That must be her place, you know, where she likes to go. We all know somebody who loves the Circle K and would be mad if they got trespassed for some reason. I know, Cellulite Yoga Pants, you missed the gas station one. You're always guessing gas station things. Gas station crimes are like dime a dozen. What town was it? Oh my God. Oh, one of you is going to have to help me remember this. There was, oh my God. Okay, it's a court that we used to watch, and somebody stole a truck from out front. People leave their cars parked out front with the keys in the ignition often, and like the police in the area know. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Vicky, good night. Thank you for being here. I love you. Seriously, oh, it's killing me. I remember that though, and it was like a constant problem at this location. Like the judge knew it. The judge is like, maybe it was Middleton. Is it Judge Middleton? It might be Judge Middleton, because they'd be like, "Oh, were you down at the XYZ place and you left your truck running and then Jimmy stole it?" Like, it's like a common thing. I remember that. Circle K's are like I think gas, are they gas stations as well as convenience stores, or are they just convenience stores? I don't know. Here we have a Circle K, but it would just be a convenience store, not a gas station as well. So that's the only thing I think of. But it's a gas and a yeah, see here 7-Eleven doesn't have a gas station always either. It would be more common to have a non-gas station 7-Eleven than it would be to have a gas station 7-Eleven. So it's both. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I'm serious.
Yes, sir.
All right, did you understand your rights?
Yes, sir, I understand.
Can you afford your own attorney?
Yes, sir.
You can afford your own attorney?
Yes, sir.
You're living on the streets right now?
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to afford an attorney?
For an attorney, because I afford an attorney. There ain't no fucking way I'm gonna turn attorney. Attorney just gonna come.
What? What is happening? Hold on. Oh my God. This is gold. This entire docket is gold. Yeah, obviously somebody's paying for it, but what the fuck is happening? Oh my God. Look at his face. Look at the judge's face. He's laughing. Oh my God. Oh.
Yes, sir, I understand.
Can you afford your own attorney?
Yes, sir.
You can afford your own attorney?
Yes, sir.
You're living on the streets right now?
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to afford an attorney?
I afford an attorney because I afford an attorney. There ain't no fucking way I'm gonna attorney. Attorney just gonna come. It's cool.
Say that again. Say again.
He's a psych, sir.
All right. All right. Do you have any questions? Do you understand how the personal bond works?
Yeah, I understand. I'm also homeless and I'm a bitch. I'm a bitch and I'm homeless in the military.
Well, are you gonna show up in court or not?
Hey, who the fuck is you?
All right, you're not gonna get a personal bond.
Who the fuck is you? Oh, yeah, that's a 5150 hold, we call that around here. And it's not funny to make fun of at all. The, mental health is a very serious thing. Let's just watch that again, though, because that was funny. And I really like how the judge handled it. But yeah, that will be what we call a 5150 hold around here. But damn, she's sassy. I love her. Like, part of me just like really, it did come out of nowhere. It came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
How are you gonna afford an attorney?
I afford an attorney because I afford an attorney. There ain't no fucking way I'm gonna attorney. Attorney gonna come. It's cool.
Say that again. Say again.
He's a psych, sir.
All right. All right. Do you have any questions? Do you understand how the personal bond works?
Yeah, I understand. I'm also homeless and I'm a bitch. I'm a bitch and I'm homeless in the military.
Well, are you gonna show up in court or not?
Hey, who the fuck is you?
All right, you're not gonna get a personal bond then. All right, she's good to go.
25. Are you done, Judge?
Yeah, I'm done with her.
Step out. Yeah, she's stepping out, Judge, right here.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna show up in court. Do you?
No.
All right, hang on a second. All right, John, come on up here, please.
John? What? Is that what they just said? This is our last one for the evening, you guys. So, this is your opportunity to get your guesses in. I'm fairly positive he just said John, get up here. What is going to go? Mayor, I think what she said was, I don't need to do anything for a lawyer. A lawyer's just gonna come. This one's DV, legal fiction says prostitution. John Don Bon. I don't know. Stole a wig. Also reminds me of the time we saw somebody in protection order court wearing such an obvious wig. It wasn't even funny. I believe that was in, where was that? Thurston County, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, okay. Definitely prostitution. Thief. DV. M word. Prostitution gay style. Being a doormat. Who are you? Who? I really want to know. Who are you? Who? I love it. Grim. Panhandling. Guilty of too much crazy. Maybe she is a John. Oh, that's a good one. Shoplifting, prostitution, public indecency, running illegal raves, dumpster diving / trespassing, giving really bad happy endings after a massage. Oh, that is a crime. Shoplifting, impersonating a mime and refusing to ID. She was running down the street naked except for a sock. DUI. Panhandling at a car wash, getting them quarters. Arson, Bev. Got arrested for those bangs, Trish. Oh my god, they are vicious bangs. They look like they did when I cut them myself when I was 5 years old. Anyways, that's it. No more bets, ladies and gentlemen. That's it for the evening. The end of our bets. Oh, Sierra may have gotten one last one in. Public urination. Let's see what we got.
You're charged with driving while intoxicated. It's a Class A misdemeanor charge. Hang on 1 second.
DUI. Once again, folks, please do not drink and drive.
It's a Class A misdemeanor charge. Your bail is set at $2,500. Did you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
Can you afford your own attorney?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, yes or no?
No.
All right. Do you understand how personal bond works, and do you have any questions?
I understand it. Thank you.
All right, so you understand to be in court every time you're directed to, know when your court dates are, and stay out of trouble, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, do you have any questions at all?
No.
All right, she's good to go. All right, Davis, we're done for right now. I got to go through that next document. It's pretty short.
Yeah, Davis. Holy moly, moly, moly. Did she get her hair cut while she was drunk too? Because she's already making a bad decision by drinking and driving. So I think it's entirely possible she did get her hair cut while drunk as well. That was a DUI charge on the last one. Again, very serious. Please don't drink and drive. Where I live, we don't have Uber, or we do now, but we really didn't for a long time. But it's so much cheaper. Anyways, guys, listen. If you're new here and you've just joined us for the first time, please make sure that you've subscribed to the channel. We are growing. We do fun things like this every single day. We watch court, we hang out, we watch Karens, we do lots of different things. So please make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure that you've clocked in for your shift by hitting that like button. It's so helpful. If you really want to make me happy, go ahead and leave a comment on the video. That would be great. Or on another video. Go back and watch some old videos. Anyways, I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Thank you once again. And remember that I love you, I'm proud of you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Who is you? She said. I can't get that lady smacking that judge down with her 5150-ness. Anyways, guys, I love you. Bye.